What's going on, everybody? Am AK Eagles, and this is another episode of the Wandering Minds podcast. Tonight is our topic is going to be about the Illuminati, but before we start, there's some shit going on in the world, some things that are kind of fucked up. Not gonna lie, talking about the Ukraine Russia thing, and I figured we could spend the first little bit of the show here talking about that, talking about how we feel about it if you guys want to. Just everything, what it could lead up to be, what it can turn out to be, and, what to expect. So, before we do that, everybody introduce yourself. As always, go for it.
All right. Hey, welcome. Good evening, everybody. Jill from 215. Yeah, you can just find me on Jill from the 215 on my channel. I'm brought by here tonight with great people. Um, and yeah, man. Just pass the mic on to Papa.
Yeah, you already know who it is. It's your boy Papa Sora. You'll find me on Twitch at Papa Sora, Twitter at Papa_Fuchs, Fuchs spelled Fuchs. And yep, we are joined by some good people. And then there's also Logan, but we'll get to him later.
Hey guys, Corey here. Logan's father, but soon to be. I can't help that one, guys. I mean, that's genetics. I mean, but no, man, good. Thanks for having me, guys. And like I said, well, once I get my channel launched, we'll start pimping that out. But man, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
No problem, buddy. Anytime. What's up, Logan?
I'm LGZ Productions, aka Logan. I'm excited to talk about some news and piss off my father.
What else is new?
And I'll be right back.
That's a teenage son's dream right there.
Any way he can get a rise out of him, he loves to.
Right? They wake up like, how can I piss off my dad today?
Seriously, man. Or he gets mad if you don't wake him up. Well, why'd you wake me up at noon today? Well, what took you so damn long? Get up, man.
Do I look like your fucking alarm clock?
Yeah, set multiple alarms. I had a problem. I was a kid. I had to put my alarm clock across the room because I just go back to sleep. I know what he's going through. Get up and turn your damn alarm clock off.
Right? Man, dude, I used to have that really, really bad problem with that too for school. You know what I did, man? I went out and got one of them old-timey alarm clocks, the ones that fucking ding and go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude, it made me jump out of my bed every morning when that shit went off. And I'd put it on the far side of the room, which forced me to get up out of my bed. Well, by the time I walked over there to turn it off, I was already wide awake. So
also forced you to clean your bed because you pissed yourself every morning too, probably.
No. Fortunately for me, I was in middle school and high school at that time, so I could control my bladder. So.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
My dad wet the bed until he was 19.
Come on, man. It's 39. Get it right.
It was yesterday. Come on now.
Yeah, it was yesterday. Come on.
Put some respect on his name.
So with an exclamation point. Get it right.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Appreciate everyone coming in. Jay Milton, what's good, my guy? Prime Time, what's good, sir? Big Play Slay, welcome in, my guy. Appreciate you. But yeah, let's talk about it. Who wants to go first on this disaster that we got going on in the Russia-Ukraine thing? Corey, why don't you take it off, man? You're the more knowledgeable and oldest one out of the bunch of us. With old age comes wisdom, so.
Yeah, or the illusion of wisdom. I mean, you talk about, man, it is a very uncertain time. I am concerned. I don't think we have to worry about nukes like everybody's hinting, at least not for a while, simply because of the fact that everybody's sort of mad, mutually assured destruction. They're not going to go launching nukes because they do that. Everybody else is gone too. It's not going to be, and even though, Putin didn't do this because he wants to eliminate the world. He wants to put it all under him. He's not going to want a wasteland, you know what I mean? So there are some sanctions being put in place by the U.S. and the European Union, like taking away access to the SWIFT banks, which means they're cutting off all the access for select Russian banks for the SWIFT computing network. Russia sounds like they're trying to convert their entire economy to crypto, as I heard today, which good luck on that one because, please, you think we can't crack blockchain? I don't want to hear about that.
Maybe.
What's that?
Said Experian boost, baby.
I'm going to say, I don't think Putin's using the Experian boost, man. But
I saw an article today too as well that their central bank put a lot of stock into gold,
yep.
which I don't know exactly how much that's going to pay off for them, but you know they're reaching for whatever they can at this point.
What really concerns me, and I'll let you guys. I want to get your guys' opinion. Look at all of the sanctions that have been put on other countries when people try crap like this. Look at the sanctions that were put on Iraq. Look at the sanctions that have been put on Syria,
Mhm.
North Korea, all those other countries. What good do sanctions really do? They find ways around them. The only thing that actually usually deters this kind of interference or invasion is military deterrence. And unfortunately, we have probably the number one military in the world as far as technologically advanced. We have the second largest or third largest behind China and Russia. But I mean, this is global powers on a whole new scale. I mean, this is the Cold War that I grew up in
Yeah.
35 years later. I mean, so this is kind of weird. So I don't really know what's going to take. I don't really know what's really going to be a deterrent to this guy because he obviously doesn't have his head screwed on. Half of me says, let them do what the hell they want, because we got to start focusing on our own country. But the other half says, you know what? I don't want these countries. Ukraine. I've got friends who are Ukrainian. I've got friends who are from Russia. I mean, and I don't want to see this kind of stuff happen to innocent people. I mean, you hear this. There's been hundreds of innocent people and kids killed. They bombed a kindergarten a couple days ago. I mean, it's just nuts, man. I mean, there's nothing good that happens out of war.
No, I agree, dude. You know, I was telling them backstage, you know, I was talking to my wife today about it, and I told her, I said, man, I said, you don't think this man's been planning this shit out for like 5, 6, 7 years?
He's been
Like, this is
planning
not
this
something
since
you
he was a
just wake
KGB
up.
officer, man.
Exactly, man. Like, this ain't just something you wake up one day and you're like, oh, I'm going to start a fucking war. Yeah,
This
you
goes
know,
back
it
to
doesn't work that way.
2014. This goes back to 2014 when he annexed Crimea from the Ukraine.
Yeah,
And I'm telling you, man, he couldn't advance as far as he wanted to just with taking the one part of the Crimea Peninsula. So this is a follow-on, is what this is.
yeah. So, you know, when you look at it and stuff like that, you know, you don't think that he's looked ahead and said, well, they're going to sanction me. They're going to do this and that. So you don't think he has a contingency plan for his already input plan? You know, like he took 7 years on this. I'm sure the man has taken every precaution. Like he's well aware of what other states can do, you know. So
On
I'm sure he's
paper,
got backup plans after backup plan after backup plan. Like it's not something that's going to take effect right away. It's going to be hard to cripple him at first, but eventually you'll be able to. It's just like I told them backstage, though. By the time you actually figure it out and you get to do what you ultimately want to do, he's already going to do a lot of damage.
and that's the thing. I mean, on paper, technically, he's not worth anything.
No.
He's been hiding everything for years. I mean, there's rumors that he may be worth as much as $10 billion because he's got his hand in everything through
Yeah.
shell corporations and shell accounts and playing around robbing with all the kind of money, floating money out there. And you're right, Sly, he is basically a gangster in Russia is what he is. He is the head
Yeah.
gangster out there. I mean, but then the other problem is, I don't know, man. It's really weird. Half of me says just take the son of a bitch out. But then, I mean, what good does that cause either? I mean, trust me, man, we're gone are the days where you can go in like in the 90s, where the first Gulf War that I watched when I was in high school, and we can go in and take out the Iraqi military. This is like attacking the U.S. military junior. I mean, this is how advanced these guys are. This is a scary proposition. I mean, and now he's putting his nuclear military on deterrent, basically, which means they've gone from DEFCON. Nobody's been on DEFCON 5 in years, but they've probably been on DEFCON 3 or 4 for a couple decades now. And they've upped it to DEFCON 1 that if they have to respond, they can. And what that also means, as far as putting the military deterrence effect in place, is that if he is unavailable, now military commanders also have the right to launch nukes in his absence, because usually the commanders in chief of either country have to be the one to make that decision. And now it's been taken out of their hands. Suppose somebody takes him out, whether it's Ukrainians, whether it's a European Union assassination force, or even suppose we send in, SEAL Team 6. Who the hell knows?
Yeah.
They don't need him. They don't need him to launch military weapons now, and that's a scary proposition. So, don't get me going, man. I can go on all night.
No. I feel you, man. It's it's really bad because inevitably we're going to have to step in.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. It might
Yeah,
not be for 6 months, but it's gonna
yeah.
happen.
Like there's going to come a time when enough is going to be enough, and the gloves are off. And when that starts, now granted, it's like I said in the back, dude. You know, you got NATO, which we are the head honchos of that.
Yep.
Obviously, we fund that more than anyone. You know, we do everything with them, and that's France, Germany, and all the people. There's a lot of people who back us. There's a
Yeah.
lot of NATO, a lot. The only people in this war you're worried about at this point is Russia, China, and North Korea.
Yeah, people don't talk about China much. They're trying to keep China on the outside of this thing, and China is their closest ally.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I admire when Biden sits there and says, we're not going to attack Russia. I repeat, because in my mind, when he says that, he's reassuring to them that, hey, listen, they're only 1v1. Like, because at any moment that China feels Russia's in a 2v1, that automatically makes them deployable. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And you don't want them to feel that way. So we have a small boundary and a fine line we have to work with. You know what I'm
On the
saying?
same token, too, I am neither a Republican nor a Democrat. I'm an independent guy.
Yeah.
On the same token, like I can tell you good things about Trump, good things about Biden. I mean, in the past election, I could care less who won. To me, politics is corrupt as it gets. But in this case, I mean, for the first 3-4 days, the U.S. government, we are considering sanctions. What the hell are you considering? That to me, you need to have an immediate response and either say, look, we're stepping out, figure out your own crap, or two, we're going to lead the world in sanctioning your ass to try and put a stop to this in a peaceful manner.
Yeah. No, I feel you, man. And it's eventually, it's almost like I said backstage too. It's almost like Big Brother has to step in and smack Little Brother in the face and say, stop being a fucking idiot.
Yep.
And that's pretty much what's going to happen. And I don't know exactly how hard that's going to be. I don't know exactly how long that's going to take. And I don't know exactly how bad that's going to get. But it's going to get to that point because, like I was saying, if you look at Putin and you look at fucking Hitler, there's a lot of similarities between these.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very much. Hitler started out by saying, hey, I'm just want to take back my lands that were taken from me. And everybody sat back and said, all right, let them work their shit out. It is what it is. Who are we to step in on that? You know what I'm saying? And it just escalated and kept escalating. Well, isn't that exactly what Putin said? He's like, hey, I just want my territories back.
He wants it back to.
He wants it back.
He wants it back to Soviet Union era borders, is what he wants.
Exactly. So there's that similarity. And then Hitler comes out and he automatically says, I'm not going to stop. I will never stop. Putin comes out last week and says, I will never stop.
And woe to the people who try and go against me. You will have untold. What was the words he used? You basically, you don't know what the hell I will do to you. That's what he's saying.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about, man. Like it's scary how similar these two are. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be going around, grabbing Jews and throwing them in concentration camps. I'm not talking like that. I'm talking in the world dominance type talk. Like they're very similar. He doesn't care about throwing people in concentration camps. He just wants to kill everyone.
And that's the thing people aren't talking about either. I think we're in a different era of war now too. I mean, obviously there are places for military strikes and key strategic strikes.
What's up, Miz? How you doing,
what's going on, brother? But what you got to worry about now is cyber attacks. I do IT security for a living.
I'll send you the link, Miz.
And what worries me is, and I'm not a prepper. I don't do that kind of stuff. I mean, I am in prepper territory here in North Carolina. I mean, there are a lot of people down here who live in remote cabins here and there. They've got stockpiles of stuff. But I've even been talking to my wife saying, we should probably stock up at least in some water and canned goods because I tell you right now, man, the next attack, if we choose to interfere, Russia probably has the second best cyber command attack force in the world behind China. We're a distant third. We do well, but just so you guys know, I don't know how much I worked for the military for a couple of years as a contractor. I mean, we are a very distant third on cyber command security, and I practice what's called DevSecOps. And what worries me is they take out infrastructure here. You could be looking at being weeks or months without power. I mean, you don't even have to worry about a cyber attack. What if they choose to say launch a nuke up in the atmosphere? You don't have to worry about, or even not even a nuke, but an EMP blast, which would take out electronics until they're completely replaced. I mean, it doesn't just shut them down; it destroys electronics until the entire infrastructure is replaced. That could
Miz,
be
I just tweeted
years
it.
down.
Bud.
So you got to worry about stuff like that too, man. I mean, it's a really uncertain time right now. I mean, and I'm just like, you see all these weird things that are coming out now. We've talked about, I mean, not we've but you see people talking about, oh, the end of the world was predicted for this year or 2023 or 2025. Hell, it was back in 2010 too, or 2001. I mean, it's all based on interpretation. But the bottom line is, man, it's a scary freaking thing. And Miz, you're 100% right. If Putin's going to kill civilians like it's a game, the U.S. is going to have to get involved. And I know they say I don't think you'll see the U.S. officially declaring war, but they will be leading the NATO offense. That's for sure.
Well, I mean, do you guys see it do you see it getting to a point at least to where the U.S. itself steps in before NATO steps in?
Only if there are, like I said, attacks on infrastructure, attacks on banks, and they're trying to mitigate our involvement and use it as a deterrent. I don't see them launching a military strike at us, but I can see them launching an attack of some sort, like a subterfuge attack, which then, I mean, think about it. They take down the stock exchange for one day, that cripples the economy.
Yeah.
And you've got to worry about things like that could have repercussions. I mean, look at the price of gas, man. We're paying almost $4 a gallon down here. We're paying our highest prices since 2013 down here. And
yeah,
think about it. Look at the cost of just groceries. Groceries have gone up 8% in the past 18 months because of COVID.
Oil.
How much are they going to go up any further? I mean, oil right now is trading, I think, for $140 a barrel, which is the highest it's been in over a decade.
You know, it's really funny that you bring that up because, you know, there was a funny thing that was circulating a while back that World War III wouldn't be fought on any battlefield, that it would actually be fought in the stock market.
Yep.
You know, that no lie, there was some sort of plan out there, and in a way I kind of looked at it in a weird conspiracy type way whenever the COVID thing broke out, you know, that if somehow, some way you could cripple the U.S. economy, the only way that you get out of it is if somebody buys you out.
Yeah.
You know, and at one point that was like, all right, when COVID hit, I was like, these motherfuckers are pulling this shit to collapse our economy so China can buy us out and then turn us all into Chinese citizens. Like, watch this shit happen. You know, that was a big conspiracy thing back then. And now it's almost like, well, you know, it's the same thing's happening here.
Inflation's up. The dollar is at an all-time low on the World Bank. I mean, the EU dollar actually has a better, I think, a better valuation right now than the U.S. dollar. Or I think the Aussie dollar is number one. But still, I mean, it's crazy.
I do want to say real quick, notice how you mentioned COVID. Notice how now in the news, not a single fucking mention of COVID.
Thank you. You're right,
because
man.
COVID was their biggest fear factor. Now they're like, ooh, new fear factor.
I miss when it was just the pandemic.
Listen, they suckered the U.S., bro. They literally suckered the U.S. They had to get together. All the nations had to get together because of COVID. Now that we supplied, like the nations supplied Russia the vaccines and all that, they literally just gave them like vaccinations so that way, just in case they can go invade another country, another country, and they ain't gotta worry about like any viruses. And now we looked as assholes because we just literally gave them the vaccine or whatever. They literally was just being friendly. Now they're over here taking out innocent women, having 11-year-old, 10-year-old kids going to war for Russia. These leaked text messages are going on in the United Nations, man. You got to literally like listen to what these text messages are saying. Like, these kids are getting dragged into war, don't know where they're going. They said they was going to a training camp. Like, they didn't know what they was getting into, and next thing you know, they got put in the war. That's it.
Well, dude, and they were also getting threatened. Shit like that, saying, you know, their families were getting threatened, saying if you didn't fight, that they were going to kill everyone. You know, so it was like, It was bad shit, you know. But hey, real big shout out to the Ukrainians, bro. One, the president getting up in arms and going to the front
Dude,
line.
how
You know,
awesome is he, man?
that boxer slash or UFC fighter, whichever guy that was.
Vitaly Klitschko,
Yeah,
former
him, and then
world
also
champ.
the fucking supermodel chick, dude. The
Yep.
you know, her as well. It's like, bro, props out to all these Ukrainians who are getting in arms and going to the front line and fighting for their fucking country, man. Props to every single one of them.
The president of Ukraine is a former actor slash comedian. Basically, imagine Robin Williams as your president, and now he has become. The comment he said best was, "I don't need a ride. I need ammunition." How awesome is that for a comment from a president saying, "We are standing our ground. Don't evacuate me." They apparently there's a group called the Wagner Corporation, which is a Russian-owned security group, has officially that people have tracked. They've actually sent over 400 security forces into Ukraine. They have been known as the new secret police. They are an assassination squad. And when he found this
Yep.
out, he said they offered to evacuate him, and he told the U.S. and the EU, "I don't need a ride. I need ammo." That guy's a
Yep.
badass, man. He really is.
James Bond of presidents, bro. Right there.
Yeah.
That'd be like
Okay,
seeing
and
Jim
it's-
Carrey go all freaking Sylvester Stallone on somebody's ass, man. It's just something you don't expect, you know?
What's up, Miz? Welcome to the show, friend.
Miz, you can't hear you, buddy. I think you're double muted.
I can't hear you, buddy.
No, he's finding it. It's probably
Yep.
on the setting on the bottom. There's a.
Oh, he'll come back.
Or you know what? I guess when you come in, you have to allow access to it or whatever.
Yeah, he had that problem last time, I think.
Nah, man,
Yeah,
but
especially if you're on phone,
Go ahead, Papa.
it's really weird. No, I'm just saying, especially if you're on phone, you have to go through like 3 different check boxes of being like, yes, I would like to use my mic.
By the way, Papa, I love that shirt, man. I'm a Navy brat myself.
Yeah. And literally, and this might not.
Hear me
By
now?
the way,
What's
Papa.
going on?
hey, there you are. What's up, brother? How you
What's up,
doing?
Miz? How you doing, bro?
Nah, I didn't let the mic load. Yeah, what's going on? I heard the topic. I wanted to come in and talk a little something different.
Hell yeah, you're welcome. Floor is yours, bro. Go for it.
My thing is pretty much like this, you know, because I spoke with my father. My father grew up. He fought in 2 wars because my father was born and raised in Israel. So if there's any country in the world that understands war,
Yep.
listen, the beginning, the way it started is that basically, and I don't blame Putin, is that he don't want NATO and American troops policing his borders. And I understand that because you basically, would you like Germany, Poland, some other countries to come police the American border because Mexico or Canada told them to come help them? America would never go for that crap, so neither will Russia. But right now, he's taking this to a different level.
Yep.
And that's what the problem is, because now you're seeing that he's threatening to target civilians. He doesn't care. He's trying to scare the world by making these threats with his nuclear bullshit, which is basically what he's doing, is trying to threaten America. That's what it is.
That's what it is, yeah.
He's trying to be a bully. It's not, you know. So my thing is this: at some point, somewhere, if this gets to that point where you're starting to see him killing, like they showed a 6-year-old died today on a hospital bed, and now he starts killing people like it's no big deal. In this day and age, that can't happen. And at some point, I know it's easier said than done, and I know why America's trying to stay out of it, because it's going to take a war to a level like maybe we've never seen before.
It'd be a massive war.
Right, Corey, but at some point, this guy Biden's going to have to grow a little hair on his testicles, okay? And he's going to have to...
You can't let him kill kids. You're right, man. You can't.
You know, I know.
Only one country in this world that's going to come in and chase Russia out of there, and that's the United States. Let's be honest. NATO isn't doing anything until America goes in first. You know that, and I know that.
His military is bigger than the European Union combined. I mean, they would need the U.S. to back them or front them because they don't have the military. I mean, Germany, they just raised their military spending for the first time in 2 decades. I mean, they don't. They just keep a minimal peace force is what they keep. On top of that, now Ukraine took the first step. They actually submitted an official request to join the EU yesterday, which to me means he didn't want to have Ukraine join NATO. Well, to me, all he did was accelerate the process. Because if they join the
Exactly.
EU, NATO's around the corner. You know,
Yep.
Right.
I mean-
I feel bad for Ukraine because nobody's.
Oh hell
You can
yeah!
see the president's asking for help without directly asking for it. You know.
Listen,
And
man.
nobody's coming in to help them. Like, I know why the United States is trying really hard to stay out of it, because like we said, it's gonna take the war to it's gonna be World War III if America ever went into Ukraine. So
And that's the thing, you know. I understand. None of us want it. None of us want it at all. You know, because God knows where this would go. But somewhere down deep, man, it's bound to happen,
Yeah.
and it's probably going to happen. But maybe it in a dark reality. I know it's darkening and sickening to say, but somewhere down deep, maybe it needs to.
Like I was on Cassie the other night with Miz and Slay and Nate and Zion, and I told them, remember February 23rd, 2022. It's that day, and maybe it was 22nd, but regardless, you will not forget what happened that day, because this is also a war that if it happens, the U.S. has been fairly isolated. They've had a handful of isolated incidents of World War II that hit the Alaskan border, some Canada, some Californian hot air balloon attacks from the Japanese. But if this actually becomes a true world war, they are the first country we will have faced that actually has the capability to attack us on our soil. And that's scary.
I'll tell you this much, man. It might get really much more uglier before it gets better. But the thing is this too, man. Let me tell you something. Don't for a second think that this Ukrainian president, because he cries and looks like a good guy on TV, that he's innocent. This guy's as much a problem in this whole thing as Putin is. It's just that Putin is an aggressor and he's a powerful guy and he has an ego. But this guy, this president for Ukraine, I forget his name. What's his name, Corey?
What's his name? Somebody put it in the chat here. Slay did. Vasily Lomachenko.
Yeah, well, he's as much a problem in this also, man, because
I've
what he's
seen
trying
that.
to do is be sneaky and get the NATO troops from other countries to come be a policeman on Russia's border, and you know that shit wasn't happening.
Yeah.
So that's he could have just not done that, and maybe they would have found a way to work it out.
You guys want to laugh real quick? Here's how you know you're old: when your wife is printing out BobVila.com tips. 15 things to never put down
Bob
garbage
Bill is
disposal.
the shit, though. No lie.
Let me
Bob
ask
Vila
you.
was the shit. He definitely was.
Let me ask you guys something. Them taking over the Chernobyl site. Wouldn't that like be a concern about it too? Even though like it has an active core still.
Oh yeah.
But that second bang would have like took out humanity.
Yeah.
Them taking that over kind of like scares me a little bit, man.
Who's them?
The Russians.
Russia captured Chernobyl.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, it let out that disaster. I think it was back in 1986 in April.
Yep, 86.
I mean,
Yep.
and that second one could have went off and literally just killed us all. You know, just them taking that
Appreciate
over, like
you.
kind of like raised the
Appreciate
red
you.
flag. But them like just bombarding the cities too, man. Just a hospital, apartment buildings, or whatever.
Yeah,
It's crazy,
kindergartens,
man.
man. It's crazy.
They do
Look-
not care.
Listen, man, this is the way I look at it. Even though Putin is a dipshit, all right, no matter how far he goes, and say he completes it all, you ain't got to worry about somebody doing something about killing everyone. Because, listen, there's one thing I've learned in life: everybody cares about themselves more than everyone else.
They launch nukes, they're gone too.
Exactly. And you think
Oh,
for
yeah.
1 minute that they're going to do something to destroy this planet to kill themselves? Fuck no.
Well,
Like, this planet can only take so much. nukes. Understand that before you start fucking with the ozone layer, which ends up being a very bad thing for all of us.
I'll say one thing, and maybe young guys might not know about it, but I'm sure the older guys here. Do you remember those saying, "Do you want to play a game?" The movie War
Yes.
Games. Matthew Broderick, Ali Sheedy, um, and the computer basically took over the nuclear arsenal for the U.S., running scenario after scenario to see who would win in a nuclear war. And the only way to win the game is to not play it. I mean, if anybody launches it, I don't care if there's 150 different nuclear scenarios. You're talking, you're going to devastate the world. It'll be remnants of humanity left over, not countries, remnants of people. That's it. So that's why, I mean, I really don't see mass nuclear war other than the possibility of like EMP bursts in the atmosphere to knock out electronics. Because you do that, a country's getting shelled in the back. You're getting shelled back in the Stone Age real quick. It's going to look like what was that NBC show? Oh, a show was called Revolution, where an EMP knocked out the world's power for like 10 years.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like no lie,
Stone
man.
Age.
You got to realize something. When we dropped the nuclear bomb on Hiroshima, there was over 200,000 people affected by that, and it lasted for like 80 years.
And those nukes are small compared
Yes.
to even our smallest one now
Yeah.
is like 80 times that.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. So you got to just think that one little nuke affected 200,000 people for 80 years.
Yep.
If you drop one of these big ones, you're killing humanity. Like, and not even you yourself who dropped it is escaping that. So I don't see it happening, because in the end, Putin doesn't want to die. He wants to live and have it all. So the odds of you getting destroyed.
I'd be more concerned about things like dirty bombs, stuff like that, where you've got
Yeah.
radiation fallout. You know,
Yep.
they're not going to devastate like large swaths of the world, but targeted dirty bombs in cities and things like that. That's what I'd be more concerned about.
Yep.
Was that chemical warfare,
Yeah,
Corey?
got it. Oh yeah, sarin, VX, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I don't think he'll go there because he knows that there'll be a major consequence for that.
If he did that, first off, the Geneva Conference, the Geneva Accords specifically banned chemical warfare going back 50 years ago now. And I know there's been some countries that have. That's why they went after Syria a couple of years ago. That's why they went after Iraq when he was gassing the Kurds back in the day in the 90s. Not to mention the supposed nuclear stockpile he had, which he didn't. Saddam Hussein. But I mean, if he started doing mass launches of chemical warfare against people in Ukraine or the other countries that he has problems with, you would see the wrath of the world down on him like you've never. That'd be. That's why I don't think he'll go that route, because quite honestly, it'd be ridiculous.
Russia wouldn't even exist anymore, probably.
Yeah, the response would be ridiculous.
Yeah.
He makes these threats. I think he's just worried, even though you don't think he's worried, because he makes himself look like a tough gangster. He is, believe me, the last thing he wants is America to come into Ukraine.
Oh yeah.
And that's why he makes these kinds of threats.
How to unclog the garbage disposal in 6 steps. Thank you, dear. Appreciate that. She's like, now go do it. It's not clogged.
I mean, but listen, we have to be unbiased here and realize something. This man is truly a fucking lunatic, though, too.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up. You underestimate how crazy people can be.
Like he is you know, I heard some people out there already want to clarify him as a war criminal. You know, that's fine. I mean, but he's more like a menace to society in my book, you know, but
see, that's the other thing. You got to worry about. He's gotten progressively worse over the years. I know he's always had this scheme in place, but what if he really has said, you know what, I don't give a shit? That's when you have to worry about guys willing to unleash global warfare, because I mean,
They're fucking crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, when you're the most dangerous, when you have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Some people literally just have no regard for human life.
Right now,
well, now listen, he does his own. Never forget, the only person that he does have regard for is himself. So he'll never stretch himself to the point where his life is on the line. You have to remember that because his whole goal is to rule it all.
Kind of like Hitler as well, like you said.
Yes. Only, I don't, I don't understand that, man. Like, can we really have that many stupid people? Honestly, like, without being funny or hilarious about it, is there really that many stupid people? Like, I think Russia's more forced to do what they're doing rather than wanting to do it. But in Hitler's case, with the millions that he had, his people were just fucking crazy like he was.
The Russian people are a very proud, intelligent, good society. But this is what happens when you have corruption through every level of the government. And you've got, I mean, I know the secret. Hey, Raph is here. I mean, you remember the secret police, the KGB, all that kind of stuff like that. When you're living basically in a totalitarian state, I know they're not communist anymore. No, they're gangster-run capitalists is what they are now. But they still run communist-type society. Free speech is not allowed. I mean, that you're not simply as totalitarian as like North Korea, which is complete. They call it the Great Hermitage because no one can do anything. You have to have one of 14 approved hairstyles in that country, for God's sake. Yeah. But here in Russia, I mean, the people themselves. I mean, I've known plenty of people from work who are great people, man. They're really cool people, and it just sucks that you think about it. It's the minority leadership of every country that dictates policy. And that's what really sucks because I think, and unfortunately, I've said it 100 times on previous streams, a person is very intelligent. Most people, people are dumb, stupid animals. They will follow the leader, and that's it. It's whoever happens to be a leader. If they are maniacal in any simple way, watch out.
Yeah.
Great. AK is smoking. Now I gotta go smoke.
My bad. Sorry.
That's all good, man. Just me up to my desk for a little bit.
AK went invisible.
No,
I'll tell you what. I'm actually going to have. I mean, if you want to go on with the Wandering Mind stuff, I'm cool with that. I mean, the Wandering Minds. Seriously, man, if you want to go on, and I guess we were supposed to talk Illuminati night or something like that.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to have. I don't know if her. I'm actually starting my channel this week, Miz. I'm going to have stuff for my career, but also I'm going to do weekly news spots. So I'd be glad to have you guys on. Any one of you guys, Papa, Gio, you guys want to come on, man? I'd be more than glad to have you guys and discuss it. I mean, but
hell yeah, dude.
I've said my piece, man. You guys want to go for the next half hour on this? I'm cool, but I'm going to go.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
I'll keep going on this crap for the next 3 hours.
Oh yeah, no, we'll go until we're tired of it. I mean, I'm not losing any sleep.
One thing about this guy, I tell you, one thing, I heard this today, it's true. One thing about Putin, man, the whole world is turning on him. And when you become a wounded animal backed into a corner, this guy is capable of doing something real dangerous. If he feels he doesn't have another doorway out or some way towards the talking table, he could do some serious damage over there.
Yeah, dude, it's like they just push him into one corner until he like just blows up, and he's that's what we're waiting on, man. Like, I don't want to say like I don't want to see it, but like he's gonna do it, bro.
No, I understand what you mean. Like, there's gonna be a point in the time where we do get him backed into a corner, like you say, and he's gonna realize, listen, there's 2 ways this is gonna happen. I'm gonna die, or we're all gonna die.
I'm gonna take
you know what I mean? Like that's exactly what it's going to come down to, because there is going to become a point when he does feel that way. Right. He the same way Hitler knew. So you got to be careful in how you approach it, because
and one more thing, man. They're struggling, man, more than anybody thought. Everyone thought they were going to walk right through that country.
Ukrainians are tough, man. They're tough.
And that's what I'm saying. You're having a hard time with a country on a world stage. It's embarrassing to him. And that's another thing that can make him real dangerous, is that he's starting to get embarrassed.
No, Almighty, you weren't following us down the rabbit hole.
If you know what I mean, Like,
no, I didn't mean
that guy has an ego. Trust me, that guy has an ego.
We were saying as in, like, we all knew that it's been historically noted that Hitler knew his time was coming to an end. You know, he could feel everyone collapsing around him. He could feel the troops getting closer each and every day, and he just knew it was a matter of time. Well, eventually, it's going to get to that point. That point for Putin, it's going to come to realize that, hey, I only got like 2 days left. They're going to be at my doorstep, you know, and there's capabilities that he has because he runs a country that he could be like, well, if I'm going out, I'm not going to be the only ones type deal. That's what I'm saying.
You know what's crazy about this? Corey, you there? You know what's crazy
I'm here, man.
about
Can you
this?
hear me?
I look at Russia attacking Soviet Ukraine. It's like America and Canada going into a full-blown war with each other. It just
You're
don't
right,
make
man. That's
any
very
sense,
similar.
man. You know? Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I saw a video today of a Ukrainian soldier surrendering to the Russian soldiers in a tank, right? And we walked up the hill to them. They gave each other a hug and kisses. It's like these people really don't want to fight each other, you know?
No, they don't. They're relations.
Yeah, it's crazy. They have family members on each side of the border. It doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't add up like at all.
Yeah,
Like
they forced.
Dude,
They're
you're going to
forced. They're
war
all
with your own family that you know lives on
right.
the other side of that line, you know?
Right.
So,
That's why a lot
so,
of people
so, I
say-
mean, if he just goes into Ukraine, he does this thing, and then he stops, you know, do we all just wipe our hands, go hush hush, and walk away?
Unfortunately, that's what we did with the Crimean Peninsula 7 years ago.
Yeah.
We're just there to make sure it doesn't go any further than that. It just stays there, and once he gets what he wants, we just, okay, we're good, okay, we're out.
I mean, Ukraine becomes Russia again like it was in the beginning, which is probably another thing he wants. He wants to make it the full Russia again like it was once.
Yep.
And then what happens? I don't know what happens. I don't know. Nobody's doing anything right now, so I don't think anyone's going to do anything afterwards.
But that means, though, if you're trying to make it back into full Russia, doesn't that mean you're expanding all the way back down to Germany? Because didn't they have damn near all the way to Germany in like
Well,
World
no,
War
it was Ukraine.
Yeah, by 45
They
they
already recovered
Yeah.
Georgia, I believe. And it's one other country over there, Georgia. There's one other piece over there, but Ukraine.
Georgia, Belarus,
Right.
Transnistria. There's a couple other ones.
Yeah, and some of them are NATO territories. Like that, that's what we're saying though. Like if he really wants his full territory back, he's gonna have to go to war with NATO, and you don't want to
Yeah,
do.
I mean,
I
does he
ain't
want
doing
Poland?
that.
Does he want Poland back? You know?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Does he
don't
want
think
East Germany
he's
back?
going that far. That's going real far. I don't think he's going to be capable of doing that.
but that's what I'm saying though. If he's sitting here saying he wants his territories back, well, that is part of it. So how
Yep.
far are we talking here? You
How
know,
far is he
that's
willing to
that's
go?
what people need to figure out. Like, how far is this man talking? Because originally, like right before World War One started, like I said, he was damn near to Russia was damn near to Germany.
Yeah.
That's how many territories right now? That's 7 territories he has to take over. You can't do that.
But
Germany made
Germany-
the mistake of trying to invade Russia. Look what happened. It backfired on him.
He's just trying to. He's crippling. He's doing. He's crippling the Ukraine, in all
Yeah.
corners, and then he's literally just trying to box him in the middle, bro.
What if Russia goes further?
Yeah. So like literally, he's boxing Ukraine into a little circle, and that's it. Like he's literally boxing. He's trying to. See, his tactics is crazy. That's what gets to me. Putin is not. I mean, he's dumb, but not dumb. Have you seen like the way that he attacked Ukraine? He did it from the top and then started working his way around in the circle, getting them in
He's
the middle.
not mentally stable.
no, I think Putin's pretty damn smart. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah. Like he if you think about
He's
his
not a dumb, he's
tactics-
not a moron. He's not, man.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
knows
if-
what he's doing.
yeah, if you think
Anybody
about
who
his
can get
tactics-
themselves in charge of a country is not a dummy.
Right. That's what
I
I'm
would
saying. His
disagree with
tactics
that,
is
but
not
okay.
like he's not stupid when it comes to military tactics. Have you seen what he did with Ukraine?
No.
He crippled him from the outside. Now he's working his way inside.
I think what he was trying to say about the stupid part was he's stupid for doing a war like
Right.
this at
They
a
don't
time.
need to be. Yeah.
Like it doesn't need to be happening right now. But that's the stupid, you know.
Also depends who you surround yourself to. I mean, Hitler, yes, that's all. It's already been decided. The guy was, I mean, maybe not tactically in some ways, but the guy was very brilliant in some ways.
Yes.
Well, look at the people he surrounded himself with. A good, I wouldn't not say a good, an effective leader surrounds himself with very capable people. And unfortunately, in Hitler's case, he surrounded himself with brutally effective people. I mean, and that's the thing. I mean, who does Putin have on his side? I mean, I really don't know much about the whole Russian government other than him.
I don't
And
either.
but I'm sure he's got some guys who are willing to go to the fences for him. You know?
Yeah, there are a lot of people because he's been president for how long now, Corey? A long time.
Gotta be almost 20 years now.
Yeah, it's like
That's what I'm
20
saying, man. That
22.
man's not just president; he owns that country.
Yeah.
People fear the shit out of him. He's a dictator, man. It's the same thing.
Look at the Russian reporter, or no, not the reporter, the guy who was trying to show the corruption and run against him. They freaking they poisoned his ass. And then he comes back to Russia to try and open up all the corruption, and they threw his ass in Siberia. This is just in the past year.
Yep.
You know how Putin became president, right? I don't know if this story's true or not. This is what I heard. He sat down at a table. He was a KGB member, I believe.
Yep.
He said he wanted to be president. Some guy countered at the table. He pulled out a gun and shot the guy in the face.
I've heard that story. Yeah, I've heard that story. I don't know if it's true or not, but I mean, just see, and that's the thing. AK, you said the same thing about ego. It's
Yeah.
also, I mean, you've seen the stories of him. Oh, he wrestles with tigers. I mean, he has a legendary backstory to him, all of his own creation, where you can't figure out what's true and what's not because he's got so much fear in his own damn people.
He's literally like a movie villain at this point.
He is.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and you know, some egos cannot be inflated, you know, and that's kind of where he's at right now. But I don't know, man. I mean, it's to a point though. When you look at this man, it also makes you question whether or not he should even be a part of this society anymore.
Oh, I agree with you, man.
Yeah, but
You know, I mean,
who's gonna do something about it?
it always ends up being us, brother. Unfortunately.
That's what I was saying, man. That was gonna be my question.
It always ends up being us. Everybody looks to us for the answers. You know that.
Yep.
Well, that's the question here. How far can this guy go before he finally steps on the United States button? You know
Yo,
what I mean?
dude, me as a father, I can tell you right now, that picture alone of that 6-year-old would have done it. For me.
That got to me.
That would have done
really
it for
did.
me. That would have did it for me instantly. I would have been like, "Oh, now we're killing kids, motherfucker! It's on." Yeah, that would have been it. I would have unleashed every fucking earth, wind, and fire
That's
element
usually
you've
what
ever
gets
seen.
America going. Like, yeah, that's what usually gets this country going. But
I know.
I'm
But
sorry to
that-
say, we have a guy in the White House that probably ain't strong enough to
He's a pussy.
go. So
He is
I
not. He does not have
like
the
him
back-
talk. I don't like him talking
That
like
is-
that, but he is right.
That is
Yeah,
that is the reason why America will not. That is the reason. Again, the Ukrainian president was like, "I don't need a fucking evac. I need ammunition." If that was Biden, Biden would tuck tail and run.
Biden's like, I need a school counselor and some therapy.
The only reason why we have not gotten involved yet is not because Putin, Almighty, Putin is not scared of the U.S. Putin is not scared of the U.S. Why?
Not scared of
Because
anybody.
of
That's
who
the
is
problem.
currently in charge right now. Because of who is currently in charge. That man does not have a backbone. That man
No.
does not have a backbone.
no,
There is a
man.
reason why, and AK was even saying he was planning this for years. And this will go into the conspiracy part. There is a reason why. Because he was planning this when Trump, because he knew he couldn't attack. Because Trump would immediately fight back. Trump would immediately fight back. He'd be like,
Bro, if Trump was sorry to cut you off real quick, then if Trump was in the White House, Putin
if Trump was in the White House, we would not be
right now.
talking about this right now. Putin would
Right,
not have
it
invaded
wouldn't,
Ukraine.
it wouldn't be going on. I
Putin would
believe
not have
that.
invaded Ukraine at this point.
Right.
And
Right.
gas would be affordable. But that's another story for another day. Anyways. He literally, and there's already stories about this, because Biden and his son Hunter are all buddy-buddy with Russia because, and I guarantee you, and this is not the Republican coming at me, but you can't tell me for a
fact that Russia did not tamper with it. And this was all part of Putin's plan. He was playing the long game. He knew he couldn't get away with this shit with Trump. He
Oh,
knew
yeah.
he couldn't do it. He got Trump out of that office. He got Trump out of the office because he knew he could not invade Ukraine. He knew it would be hell. Trump would have been like, I already got the ammo. Don't you worry. He would not have asked for he would not have been like, hey, we can evac you. He would have been like, how much ammo do you need? How much ammunition do you need?
No,
Scary but
I
true.
agree. Yeah, I totally agree. One thing, it's kind of scary, but then again, funny that Sean Penn is out there doing a documentary on it. That dude is an idiot right now, like going against like live fire and like missile barrages, and Sean Penn wants to record a Netflix documentary.
I saw it.
I haven't heard about this. What is this?
Yeah,
That was last night. I watched that. Yeah. Yeah, he's
Bullshit.
right.
Yeah, he did there was a documentary going on that he did out there, like in the trenches, like where everything that's going on, and he filmed the documentary. Now the movie's coming out on Netflix about it.
Wow,
Like
okay.
literally is, yeah, he's out there. Like Sean Penn, like literally is out there.
Yeah, he's there. Yeah, I saw that. You know what's funny? You have a full blown war going on, and in the middle of the soldiers taking videos of themselves and put it on YouTube. Like you have a war that's like basically a movie at the same time. It's crazy.
That's the thing. It's social media now, man. It's a different kind of warfare now.
People keep making these damn jokes on Twitter, and it's starting to piss me off.
I
Like
just
what?
think that Trump kind of called this. He said these things were going to happen. There was potential for it to happen, and he was right.
He was right.
Yeah, he was right, man. And when Biden makes these little stupid threats 2 weeks leading up to the day that Russia decided to go in, they obviously Putin probably laughed at these things because look what's
Oh, yeah.
coming.
We're considering sanctions. Dude, just sanction his ass. How stupid do you have to be, you know?
Yeah, I don't need. This guy doesn't even care about sanctions. You know that, Corey. I
You
don't
know
think
for
I
a
know.
fact, the second Biden is like, yeah, we're going up against Russia. There goes all of Hillary's emails right there. There goes all of the tampering right there.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
There goes everything that the Democratic Party lied and forged. And I'll just be sitting here laughing, going, "I told you so, bitches."
Yeah. Listen.
No one's got anything else. Sorry, I was just caught in the moment. I was just listening. That was fun.
Yeah.
You just have a guy in the
I'll
White
keep
House
going,
that
man.
the world doesn't respect right now. So that's why these things can go on. Even China, they're saying can go after what's the country they're looking to go after?
Taiwan.
Taiwan.
Taiwan, folks.
Yeah, because China is definitely close with Russia. So,
Yeah.
and that's why I also think that these sanctions, yeah, they could hurt that country. But at the end of the day, I think Putin's gonna get whatever he needs from China. So I don't think he's too worried.
Look
Yeah.
at the UN vote the other day. China stayed out of it. China abstained. They're going to play. They're going to, because even though Switzerland was neutral in World War II, man, where did Germany hide all their shit? In Switzerland. And it's the same thing, man. You may see China stay off the main stage for a while, but they'll be back and Russia behind the scenes like you wouldn't believe.
Oh yeah. No, they'll be funding for sure.
So there's a question in the chat. Almighty Finesse wants to know what is the sanction.
Oh, go ahead, Corey.
Yeah, well, they've done a couple of things. Number one, they have actually taken certain Russian banks out of the SWIFT banking network, which means they don't have access to some of the world banks. Number one, economic sanctions like trade, all that kind of bullshit. As a result, Putin, however you call him, he has actually tried to convert his government to a cryptocurrency, which is truly global. It's all a bunch of BS. I mean, they're trying, and what they've done for the first time ever, they haven't just gone after a country, they're going after his personal wealth. Because on paper, like I said before, he's worth next to nothing, but unofficially, they think he's worth as much as $10 billion. Where he actually finances most of the government on his own damn dime because he owns the government. It's not just his country; he pretty much owns that damn land. That's the scary thing. So they're trying to find ways to circumvent and cut off his supply, which I'm sorry, good luck. That country is too damn big and too damn robust to be beaten up by even severe sanctions.
Yeah. No, like I told you, man. By the time they actually get it done and figure it all out, dude, he'll have already done a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of pointless. You might as well just kind of sit back and see what he does, or get the fuck in it and just do what you got to do now and take the rap for it later.
No, I agree, man.
Here's my thing. Strategically, right? Russia now has over 80% of their military, or whatever you want to call it, in Ukraine, because they had to send more because they weren't getting the job done with just the front line.
Yep.
And how is someone, why do I keep saying someone? Because nobody wants to get involved yet. But even Ukraine, how are they not attacking back? They don't have an air force. They don't
No,
have.
it's very small, dude. It's
But I'll
very-
tell you what, though, they've held their own, though.
yeah.
But they held their own around the capital. I get it. But and some of the major cities. But if you know Russia's entire army is in your country, that means that you have a chance to bombard some of the parts of Russia. Why don't you go hit them back?
Oh, I agree, man. There's things you could
Dude,
do.
if I'm not mistaken, though, I think Ukraine only has like 700 and some air fleet.
Yeah, it's very tiny.
It's very, very small. So what little they have, they need up front. I mean, maybe you could reserve 2 or 3, but what the fuck is 2 or 3 gonna do?
But Germany's sending in stuff. They said America's sending them stuff.
Yeah.
They got to find a way to rock them back. At least with you know, I don't know, missiles, a big bomb. You got to do something back. You can't just sit there on the defense the whole time. Because sooner or later, it's going to be over. They're taking over. Like you said, they don't have enough manpower.
They're gonna break eventually.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, yeah, exactly. But that's what I'm saying. Like, what more is going to happen before eventually somebody cracks? I mean, how far are we willing to let him take it? You know,
Yeah.
because it's like Corey said, eventually, you know, he's going to start hitting their banks, especially if he's taking them over and they're not going to be Ukraine anymore. They're going to be part of Russia. Well, there is no reason to have their banks anymore. You know, he's going to do a lot of things. And it's like, how far are you willing to let this man go before you're just like, dude, enough's enough, man. Like, we've seen enough. Like I said, man, that kid would have been enough for me, but
See, that's the thing. What is the breaking point? That's the thing I want to know. Like, I couldn't even begin to tell you what Biden and
next
the U.S.
door.
government's breaking point is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a frightening prospect, man. I mean, if you had a leader with a set on them, you start seeing stuff like that. They're going to go hell bent. We're not going to tolerate this. And now it's like, Logan said it best. It's like, oh, let's call in the guidance counselor and have a little freaking kumbaya circle. Enough of this bullshit.
Circle jerk.
No.
I wasn't going to say that, but thanks, son.
No, I agree with Corey.
As my wife just said, circle jerk as well. My wife just said it's a circle jerk.
The
You wonder
best
where he gets
defense
it
is
from.
The best
You wonder where
defense
my
is more
son gets it from. There you go. Son of a bitch.
The best defense is more offense.
I mean,
No, they border each other, Almighty. Ukraine and Russia are like literally on the border of one another.
yeah,
They're literally right next to each
it's
other.
United States and Mexico, Canada, same thing.
And
Yeah.
look at it this way: what they've already done, they've already really taken over Belarus, and they took over the Crimean Peninsula 7 years ago. It'd be like them taking over. It'd be like Cuba taking over Florida, Georgia, South Carolina. So they already have a place of operations.
Let them try
inside
to
the
take
country.
over Florida.
You know what I mean. You know what I mean, man.
I alone would fend off the Cuban army.
Are you a Florida?
Papa will Rambo the shit out of these motherfuckers.
Shit out of these motherfuckers.
Well,
Where's my
that's my
red
point. I
bandana?
mean, they have. I mean, Ukraine basically has no access to the Navy anymore because they got slammed back a couple hundred miles when they lost the Crimean Peninsula.
Right.
They've got a very minimal Navy. They have very minimal. They have a really good, from what I understand, an anti-aircraft deterrent system, which is what's been helping them so far.
Yeah.
But how long is that going to last? Because apparently their convoys coming in from Russia are miles long. I mean, there's no break in their supply chain right now. I mean, now I will. I mean, it's to the point now where they're actually on public radio telling the citizens how to make Molotov cocktails, telling them that if you can get away with shooting out the tires of anything, tanks, trucks, convoys of any kind, take advantage of it, just try and slow them down. And that's the thing people don't realize. The Ukrainians themselves, man, they are a tough bunch of damn people. I
Yeah.
mean, they've been really in a war zone going on 2 millennia. There's been wars going on in that area. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Because
and
almighty Ukraine did not be the ones that wanted to start a war.
they honestly they couldn't start it because they wouldn't finish it. They don't have
Yeah.
the capability to finish a war.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's like that's
They
like
were-
throwing a pebble into a pond. It wouldn't even happen.
Well, they were hoping that NATO and America would have Russia, turn back before it even started.
Yeah. I'm just at the point now, dude. It's like, dude, either do something or get the fuck out of there.
Sure,
Because it has nothing to do with us. So you either get in there and fucking do something now or get the fuck out. Because
Either
just
do the-
standing
either do the
around
right
is not
thing.
doing anything.
You're right. Do the right thing or quit dicking around.
Yep.
Because honestly, these little I hate this. I hate to agree with my son. Dear God, these circle
What does the
jerks
world
aren't doing a
become
damn
to?
thing.
No. And trust me, I'm going to say it now, and it's sad to say, and it's sickening, but it's true. U.S. is literally waiting around for their opportunity to figure out what can I benefit from this. Like, the only reason we have not entered this war yet is because we are not benefiting anything at this point.
You wait
But the
till
moment that we
wait
start
till there's an
benefiting
opportunity.
something, the moment that we see a way to benefit, you damn sure know we'll be in that fucking war.
You start seeing, oh, hey, U.S., if you help us out, we'll give you all the oil rights to the Crimean Peninsula for the next 100 years.
Exactly, dude. Exactly.
Guess
That's
what?
what I'm saying. I guarantee you, within 12 hours, we're in there bombing the fucking shit out of them.
That's
Yeah,
exactly
they're like,
why
hey,
that's
this
why
will
we're in
bring
the
back
Mideast.
gas prices.
Yep.
Gas prices down. It's like, all right, let's go, boys. This is all
There
part
is
of
no other reason to be in the Middle East other than two reasons: oil and rare earth metals. That's the only two reasons that you're in there.
I would
Yep.
argue a third reason. Pride.
What's that?
Biden just wants to be like, see, I did something good. No, the fuck you didn't.
No, but I'm saying really for the past 4 or 5 decades. And
Oh, okay. Yes, true. For the past.
Biden
Okay,
hasn't
I
hit
thought you meant
puberty yet.
in this war specifically right now. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
In every single war we've been in,
Every
the only
single
reason
war.
we've been in it is because we benefited from it.
Yeah,
World
money.
War
No,
II
no,
Money.
indicates
I would
probably
add
not.
money because
Huh?
back. I would also add money because it's why do you have a war to fund something?
Well, World War II, you could probably take two things. Number one, it bailed our economy out of being in the tank. But number two, we got attacked first.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course,
Pearl Harbor.
100%.
We were recuperating for World War One. We were like, listen, we don't want a part of this. And then those damn Japanese bastards bombed us.
But I mean, in all honesty, though, we didn't think anyone was stupid enough to do that shit either.
Well,
So we
the other
kind of
thing
left that
is,
door
too,
open.
At this moment, dude,
and you want
they
to talk
fucked up.
conspiracies? There are rumors that what's his name, Truman, knew about the Japanese attack coming 18 hours
they
in
really?
advance.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I heard about that because of that decoding machine that they had. Yeah, no, I heard
It was
about
an
that.
excuse. It was an excuse to get us in the war. That's what the excuse was, because Truman had a serious hard-on for eliminating Germany and eliminating Japan, but couldn't make the excuse to Congress to go to war. Well, guess what? They bombed the shit out of Pearl Harbor. That was all the incentive that we needed to go to war. Now, I'm not saying that's true, but that's a serious rumor that's actually got.
It's probably true.
It's got some partially decent evidence supporting it as well.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the Saddam has nuclear weapons. Not even close.
No, that was all about oil.
All about oil, exactly.
Yep.
So that's what I'm saying. Right now, nothing's happening because they know. Well, if we just step in, we not only don't benefit from it, but we look like total fucking dicks for doing it. You know, but like he said, if they give us some sort of oil compensation in some sort of way, then it's like, well, we'll look like dicks all you want. We're making bank off this shit. You know what I'm
Why
saying?
do you think we supported the Afghans in the 80s war of the Afghans against the
Right?
Russians? Because we were guaranteed oil out of Afghanistan. Look how that backfired. The Afghans we supported became the Taliban and Al Qaeda.
Yep.
All because we had to get in there and get our oil pipeline run through Afghanistan.
Right.
Kuwait got attacked. Kuwait got invaded by Iraq in 1990. Do you think anyone gave a rat's ass what happened to the small country of Kuwait? No. The problem was we got 35% of our Arabian oil from Kuwait. That's why we went in there.
All right. Well, what will happen to us, man? At first, nothing. Hopefully, it stays that way. I believe our technology and just the way we run our military in general will be enough to do with what we got. That includes our active and reserves. We're at like 2.2 million active and like 800,000 reserves, I believe. So we're not the biggest, but we're definitely tactically the best. We are engineered.
Technologically the most advanced.
Everything. We're top of the line. Everything. We might not have the most of everything, but when it comes to technology wise, we are the best. Other than the supersonic missiles that China has, that's the only thing. But they only have like 15 of them. But that only works in water anyway. So whatever. But this is definitely not. Trust me, Putin does not want us in this war.
A short war doesn't affect us. A long war, you're going to see effects here at home. And I'm telling you, I've said it before. I don't know if Vanessa was on here before. They are one of the few countries, especially with China's backing, that can actually hit us at home where it hurts, whether it's infrastructure or actually military actions. Because think about it, man. The Pacific or Atlantic Oceans are no big deal to either them or us.
Yep.
Short term, I don't think you see a lot of. I think you'll see a lot of strategic chess match type moves. But if this becomes a long, drawn out, effective war on both sides, you're going to see cyber attacks. You're going to see You're going to see. I mean, think about it, man. And don't tell me, the CIA has people. The CIA has people in Russia who are undercover. The same way the Russians have people in the U.S. that are undercover. They're sleepers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, and I mean, it's really hard, man. It's really hard to talk about because
there's no way to tell what could happen. It could be anything, man.
No, it really could. I mean, you could go back to the Stone Age because of this. It's no joke.
I mean, I'll
tell you what's going to happen. I'll tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to grab that AR in my room, right? I'm going to go to fucking Russia. I'll get this war done in 3 days.
All right, Captain America.
You heard it here, folks. February 28th, 2022. Papa's going to Russia and he's going to fix everything in 3 days.
Russia. With one rifle.
With one rifle and how many rounds you got?
I've got a lot of magazines. Am I able to show magazines too?
Unfortunately, I'm with you, Corey. It's going to take us, and it's probably going to be a secret thing. Yeah. More than likely, it's going to have to be.
I don't see how we get into war with. I don't see how we get into war with Russia because at that point, again, there goes Hillary's emails. There goes every single tampering that's done. Biden and his son are ruined. Hillary's.
Where'd you go, Gio?
Kamala, blah blah blah.
He said he had to leave because his kids woke up.
What scares me too.
Literally has Biden by the balls.
Papa, I think you're right, man. I don't think you're going to see the countries go at each other in a big scale way. What concerns me is start talking about the extremists. Exactly. What if you start? That's where you've got to start worrying about strategic attacks on. I mean, what if you got somebody coming over here? I mean, there's Chechens who are anti-Russian. What if they start going into into Russia and start bombing them? And then what if we start supporting them? Well, Russia says, oh, you're going to support the Chechens? Well, they're a bunch of terrorist Muslims. Well, we know they're not. They're just tired of being under Russian rule. I mean, it could be, and this is how you start getting problems of an absolute pure world war. This could drag 30, 40 countries into a minimum.
Oh yeah.
World's gonna end.
I mean, look at how long does the usual war last? What was it, Miz? Was it the 6-Day War, 1947? I think it was, or 50?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the 30-year war.
My father fought on the front line. 6-day war. Israel beat like 9 Arab countries.
Yep, in 6 days. And then you look at
30-year war.
They call it the 100 Years' War. Took place in middle Europe. I mean, most wars typically last. I mean, hell, officially we have been at war for over a decade.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Vietnam lasted how many, 7 years, 8 years?
Was it the 80s? Iran and Iraq warred for 8 years.
I feel like
And that's like the
technically you
same
could
as
say we still were with
Iran, Iraq is the same as Russia and Ukraine, man. They're border against each other.
I mean, World War I lasted 5 years. World War II lasted officially, I think, 7 years, but more likely 9.
How long did the battle for the Outer Banks last between Jerusalem and?
When would you say World War II? When did World War II like officially start? Was it when the Archduke got assassinated, or when Hitler?
It was 1942. World War II.
Technically, it was 37.
Yeah. When did it? Not for America. When did it officially start? Was it when
1937 when
Hitler invaded Poland in 39?
The Archduke Ferdinand, that was World War One.
Was that World War? Okay, never mind.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
You're mixing them up.
I am.
You're
Bro,
thinking
I don't know
about when Hitler invaded Poland in 30.
Hitler invaded Poland in 1939.
39. Yeah. And so that lasted 6 years. Basically, look at it this way: no matter what, it's going to screw things up for at least a decade.
Yeah, it was about World War II was about 6 years. Yeah.
The only good thing that we have on our side is that there is way more people on our side than there is on theirs. That is like the only positive of this whole thing.
One good thing is we got rednecks. Rednecks alone will win this war.
But this will.
There's different type of wars, which will decide how long your war will be. You'll go all out war and you don't care. You'll just blow a country up in days, or you're going to war where you're trying not to kill civilians. You're going to be stuck in that war for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you are the point where you're like, I don't give a shit, I'm launching all of the nukes, couple days. If you're like, we need to go after the government and not, we don't want to get civilians involved, then yeah, years. Absolutely.
Yeah, but that's the type of wars we see today. That's the type of war you're going to see today. It's all about not killing civilians.
Yeah. That's also what America, which is correct, don't get the civilians involved. They're forced to follow through it, especially with the communists and the terrorists, because it's like, if you don't, you're dead.
You watch what happens.
When you're blowing up innocent people and children, though, you're not human anymore, in my opinion.
No, you're not, exactly. But with U.S., though, U.S. will always avoid that. Other places, they're like, we don't care.
You start watching what happens on the news the next 2 weeks. If you start seeing mainly focus on military objectives, you know we're not going to go in. You start seeing on focus on the civilian casualties, right. I tend to think you'll see us going in. I think you'll start seeing other countries go in, because we all know, is the media officially government run? No, but they're government supported. So they start reporting, they want to start swaying opinion. Why do you think they got the vaccine? Don't get me wrong on this shit. Why do you think the vaccine has been on every bit of fucking news for 18 months? Get the vaccine, get the vaccine. Because they want to support the vaccine. Okay?
Again, and I mentioned this earlier and you agreed with me. The second Putin invaded Ukraine, COVID's done.
News.
There's no more talks about
COVID.
COVID don't exist no more.
COVID ended. All of a sudden.
It's gone.
They lift the vaccine.
All the mask mandates are gone now. Forget about it.
Yes.
The vaccine demand is being lifted on Monday in New York City. That's big.
They're trying to
say in New York, yeah. In the media is corrupted by the government, and right now this government is corrupted by Putin.
They're trying to control us with a new form of fear.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, if you want a really good show,
all the media does is control.
Yes, sir.
If you want a really good show, have a show on COVID and just put my wife on solo for 6 hours, man. Holy shit. She will go ape shit for 6 hours.
That's awesome. I might
Just
have to.
anything-
Logan's tired of hearing it, aren't you, buddy?
Anything
I might
keep
have to
us-
do that someday.
You might have to do that one night. She's got all the facts.
I
She's
won
telling me
that
right now.
war.
All right. Hey, tell her we'll get together and
We'll
get
get
something going.
we'll get it going. He said. Get it going. She's over here
apparently-
going fuck. She's over here going fucking CDC, fucking FDA.
So
That's funny.
apparently, I know you're talking about the Air Force. Ukrainian pilots arrive in Poland to pick up donated fighter jets. So Poland's now getting involved.
It's
in
not
a
a bad
way,
time
I
for a
don't
joke, but it's just.
Well, they're closing in on that big city, and
Yeah.
what they're worried about, they're saying, is that they're coming from all four directions, and they're not leaving a road for the civilians to get out. There's still a lot of civilians stuck in there.
Bad time for a
That,
joke,
that's
guys,
where the
but,
problem's gonna come.
Guys,
Box
it's a
them
bad
in.
time for a joke, but Polish Air Force, come on. Yeah, my wife
Wait,
was half
so-
Polish too. She's got pissed at me.
Wait, so Slay, hold up.
What's going on, Lenny?
Slay, you're telling me that your school personally forced you to wear a mask? I just need a yes or no, because the way I'm reading it right now, my vision is also blurry, I think, because I've stared into the lamp and I have yet to get my vision back. So this one said I don't
Papa
have
just
to wear
went blind.
stupid- No, I kind of have. Everything's a little bit fuzzy.
Where-
Some schools forced, some didn't.
Okay, so you're telling me at the Super Bowl,
He lives
in
in
LA.
Syracuse.
how many people were at the Super Bowl? Masks weren't
26
required.
seconds.
75,000.
Okay, so then the next day at school, put your masks on.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Yeah. Well,
Make it make
because
sense.
Hollywood stars are above.
Doing good, buddy. Thank you for coming, man.
Exactly.
Appreciate you.
Celebrities,
like
all
button.
that. If you support Biden, you're above the rules. You're above it. You're above the masks, all that. Most of the civilians are going on trains to
To
But
me,
yeah,
man, I haven't left my house without a mask, and I couldn't tell you how damn long. Number one, I got health issues. I don't need that shit.
Yeah,
Bro,
number-
unfortunately, I
number
do my
two,
own
I
fucking
don't
thing.
give a fuck.
Unfortunately, I do my own thing. You know, I try not to involve people anyway as much as I can.
Yeah.
Not that I dislike people. I just,
I just hate everyone.
No, dude, I'm the same with you, man. But I mean, my bottom line is, you do what the hell you want. Stay the hell away from me. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
Literally, if
Oh,
you want to
bullshit, man.
wear a mask, wear a mask. Knock yourself out, quite literally. Don't
Yeah, exactly.
put your dilemmas on me, because I'm gonna tell you
So
right
that's the
now.
thing, man.
one-
To me, it's your choice.
yeah.
Exactly. If you want
Like,
to get the
if
vaccine,
you don't want to wear one,
fine.
I don't agree with it,
I'll
but
put
I'll
you down
respect your
before you
opinion.
become a zombie. Then at that point, if you want to get the vaccine, but if you want to get
Bro.
the vaccine, be my guest.
Yep, I
Don't
didn't get it.
push your
We're
ideology.
going down a rabbit hole. Here we
You
go.
are not going
Bro,
to
you
this.
wear your mask. Most of us wear the mask just to respect the others. We're not really doing it for ourselves.
Yeah.
You know,
Listen.
like when I was going in the stores in the thick of this, and I would put my mask on to go in the store, it's so that the other people wouldn't get upset. It wasn't really about, I could care less. I'm not catching shit. I really believe that.
Exactly. We're all healthy individuals. We're not going to get it. We're not 90-year-old elderly people. We might feel it sometimes, but we're not 90-year-old elderly
Especially
people.
my dad.
Yeah, seriously, I was about ready to say thanks for all the gray hair you gave me.
You don't have hair.
Well, that's the point. I look like
He's
Miz
got
now,
it in
man.
the beard.
Well, you know what they say, Corey. Us bald-headed guys are a little stronger than the average.
We're gonna.
person.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. This week we're having our first news, but we're gonna call it the Big Bald News Hour.
I'm going to
Let's
start
get it.
shaving. Logan,
Let's
get the
get
razor
it.
out. Start shaving so you can be on the podcast.
I'll do it, man. Fuck hair.
You know, I never changed my
he-
ways,
he-
man.
he
5
hates
boroughs
having
in New
hair,
York City, man. I never changed my way. I never went to get the shot. Screw that. I thought 3/4 of people getting sick was the regular sickness we've gotten our whole lives, and they just labeled it. And I believe all that. And a lot of the people they said that died, I mean, I guess people did die, but you know, I don't know. They definitely juiced up the numbers.
Oh, they juiced the numbers big
Absolutely.
time. There were
Again.
definitely COVID deaths, but not as many as you're saying there have been. That's
And
for
I can
damn
keep
sure.
going on this installment of fear. They want you to live in fear.
Dude, are you
That's
related to
what's
my wife? I'm just curious. She's over here going, "Don't get me fucking started! Don't get me fucking started!" She's, oh my god, she's fired
You
up
just-
now.
No lie, man. We've all, well, I mean, I've at least said it. You know, you don't beat the government because the only way that they control you is by fear. You don't beat them by war. The only way to beat them is just to prove to them, hey, we're not going to take your shit anymore, and you
That's
do
it.
it non-violently, and you just show them, hey, you know what? We're all united. We're all brothers and sisters, and you can't fuck with us anymore. And automatically they lose. The moment they realize we have no power is the moment that they realize that.
Well,
Yeah, but what y'all not understanding is the government already got you. They got you because when we went through COVID, how are they making you get these vaccines? Through your job. So how do you think they're going to start pressuring you now? Through your job.
Through
Through
your
how
job.
you get your money. So no matter what you do, the government got you. There's no way of fighting them. The government doesn't care anymore. They won't put it up by themselves. There's going to be a mandate that your job is going to do that. That's the problem with business and government being together. When you have businessmen being congressmen and senators, this is what's going to happen. If you don't think that the government is overstepping their bounds, okay, they're going to let your jobs, your employers overstep their bounds and control your life now. Because guess what? They get tax breaks from the government. So they're hand in hand. That's the thing you got to think about from now.
Case in point, my wife's cousin worked for Department of Sanitation in New York City. He would not get the vaccine. They fired his ass 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I will say I'm very glad because I obviously work at a school, all that. My boss said, get the vaccine. Don't get the vaccine. I don't give a shit. She was like, it is your choice. Wear the mask, don't wear the mask. I don't give a shit. I went, yes, Mrs. Sutera, absolutely. 100%.
Yeah, I'm asking, guys. We've been talking
And
for a
I
while.
don't wear a mask. I don't got the vaccine.
I just realized I don't know what any of you guys do for a living.
Oh, I do insurance basically for a living.
Oh, okay.
I thought he was about to say I do drugs.
No. Listen, if I could be Snoop Dogg somewhere and just smoke all day, I would highly be a leader.
There you go.
Vic,
But
Vic, you
those
telling
are
me you ain't, Vic, you telling me you ain't spitting it out on the mic right now?
My
What's
bad,
up,
boys.
Zion?
My bad, boys. I forgot it was Monday. I'm over there cleaning
Zion.
the bathroom and shit, and taking a shower. And I got out of the shower. I'm like, I feel like I'm missing something. I sat down on my computer 45 minutes later, and I'm like, oh, the Wondering Minds.
Zion's got one of those voices.
Hey, I get it. Your mind was wandering.
Tell me Zion doesn't have one of those voices kind of like Spicoli from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. It's like, Sean Penn walked in. It's like, dude, Zion. I'm not even at my desk. I knew Zion walked in just by, number one, I smelled the reefer from 3,000 miles away. Number two.
Hey, what's up, Miz? I didn't even realize Miz was here.
Yeah, what's going on, Z?
I realized, Miz,
I texted you every morning.
I haven't been responding to you, Miz, because I had you on silent. So I had you on silent for like about a week now. My bad, bro. I just took you off of silent.
Yo, so
I don't know how I got on silent, Miz, but he was on silent. That's why
I was gonna fly to the West Coast and look at you.
Yo, so real fast, man. You two just showed up. I appreciate you guys coming on. We spent the first little bit of this podcast before we started with the Illuminati talking about this whole thing between Russia and Ukraine and what could come out of it and what's the negatives and stuff like that. If you guys want to speak on it and talk a little bit about it, go ahead, real fast.
Obviously,
hey guys, real quick, I'm sorry to cut you off. I am actually going to hop off. AK man, I love having me on, brother. But it's late,
no doubt.
man. I got to get going. But Miz, always good seeing you. AK, Papa,
Appreciate you, dude.
Vic, good seeing you, man. Zion, I'll catch you up. I'll catch up with you the next day or two.
Let me know, Corey, if you do a stream. Let me know. Also, next week I'm gonna try to do something live on my channel with everybody. If you guys want to hop on about after the combines are over, so we can talk about what we saw.
Oh,
all right, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, my vision still hasn't came back yet. I'd like to just point that out.
Okay, go see a
Not a
fucking
good thing,
doctor.
dude.
Yeah, I educated the people. She asked what's in the vaccine. I said goat sperm.
The war in Ukraine, it's sad, obviously. I feel bad for the Ukraine people. But at the end of the day, it sucks, right? It sucks. And all we can do is, we can pray for them and we can send out blessings. A lot of other stuff is going on around the world that it is starting to look kind of suspicious or kind of scary in a sense. But right now, as Americans, it makes us realize how good we actually got it, and and how protected we actually are. As much as I talk shit about this country and as much as I don't like this country, I I respect this country because of the fact that we are free and we are able to not have curfews and live the way we want to live. And yes, we all have to pay taxes and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's like we were all blessed to be born in this country. We could have been born in North Korea, or we could have been born someplace else, right? So from the outside looking in, I just pray for those people, and I just wish it that there's always going to be wars. We can't stop that, but I'm hoping that that the Russia can realize and kind of take a step back, and Ukraine's not going to fold as easy as they thought they would. They thought they was going to take the city in 9 hours. Guess what? We're on the sixth day now. So
Yeah.
I think we can go into a lot of other shit like the pipelines and stuff like that, and how we are going to get involved and how we could get involved, and how eventually, if it comes down to it, how other wars will break out. But right now, I'm just going to pray that it gets handled and there's not a spread from this.
What about you, Vic?
Well, it just sucks because what's really going on is America's a part of NATO, right? So
Yes.
NATO's been moving around in Eastern Europe. Apparently, that's something that Russia has been against.
Yep.
Now Russia basically wants to take back the land that was the former, Soviet Union. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get access to the Black Sea, for military purposes.
Yes.
And that's all it is. People's lives are just pawns. That's what's going on right now. It's sad to say, but that's the way they're playing. And now what they're not realizing is, in this day and age with social media, now the world, no matter what, however we see it, no matter what war happens, it's mostly a world war because the world is getting involved. Now in Russia, what they did was they overstepped their bounds by not really fully thinking this through, because they didn't think about hackers across the world who are not attacking Russia. Right now, what is it? The largest oil company in Russia, the CFO was found dead because of secrets of hackers going into their system. So in Russia House, it's going crazy. Putin is pissed off. He thought this would take a week.
He thought it was going to be nice and easy.
The reaction across the world is not what he thought. And again, America, NATO, they're sitting back because they know that Putin's putting himself in a bad position. You hear him now talking about the nukes. Now he's threatening nukes because he doesn't have anything to do. He doesn't have any moves to make. He overthought. He overshot.
He
didn't think about
himself.
that.
Hey,
Now everywhere, everyone's against Russia now, and even openly, you look at the government over in Kiev. You have Klitschko and his brother, who is the mayor of Kiev. They're fighting on the front line, but the people in Ukraine are actually sending out sites on Russian websites to hack in order to help them out. The ruble went down, so it's working. Now what they're going to do is with these sanctions, they're going to hope that over in Europe on the western side, they're going to shift oil over to the Saudis. That's basically what's going on. This is a big game. A lot of moving pieces. So if that happens, that's going to hurt Russia and their money more. Again, that's going to put Putin in even more of a corner. So we'll see what happens.
Right.
Man, I had something going.
And the sad thing is, like I said, there's people's lives that are in stake. They're using them as pawns. These are people that these are children, these are women, these are innocent people that have nothing to do, instead of people that are in power that have too much power. You see, this is what it means when you have too much power. You have the whole world thinking of nuclear war now.
Absolutely. Sorry to interrupt, Vic. Check this out. I know you know this too. His American money, his American accounts got frozen. That guy had 660 billion. Just American. This guy's the richest guy on earth. 600. That is 4 times more than Bill Gates, and that's just his American assets.
Listen, I want to throw something at you guys real fast. So there was reports today that Starlink was placed above Ukraine. That Elon Musk put Starlink.
Yeah.
Right now, granted, that is an internet satellite. Blah blah blah. But there's conspiracy theories out there about the Starnet satellite, that it actually has some nuclear capability added onto it.
Listen, I'll say this about Elon Musk. That is the one man that right now is looking out for the world. Everyone says, with Tesla and everything. Imagine, he had the patent to make an electric car and could have kept it for himself. That's his integral property. He left it out for everyone to use. That was the hope of Nikola Tesla.
Yep,
He's
exactly.
completing what he's doing.
But
What
we
he's doing
shoved
right now is
Nikola
helping
Tesla
out
to the
people in
side
need.
because money. Because we
Yep.
wanted, what is it? Jefferson wanted to fund J.P. Morgan because it's money, and Tesla with this free energy and how Tesla's world that we would have lived in right now if we actually pursued Nikola Tesla's designs would be a totally different world. But I believe it was Jefferson that wanted money, so he just sided with no, J.P. Morgan wanted money, so he just sided with Jefferson.
No, it was Thomas Jefferson who
Yeah.
knew that his inventions would be useless, that Tesla would overpower him. And then, of course, when you look at, you had Rockefeller also with
Yep.
oil. Oil was a big contributor to energy, still is today. But with Tesla's inventions, electricity would have been, our source of power even sooner. We would have been depending on it more,
Right.
and it could have been even more advanced. But because of those powerful men at the time, everything happened. What happened to Nikola Tesla? But again, like I'm talking about Elon Musk, I think he's helping out. And when you look at this, think of China too. Think of other governments that are holding their internet and they're controlling everything. With Starlink, they
Data.
can't do that. They can't stop you.
Well,
That's
and
what
what
Elon Musk is doing.
and what Miz, you were saying just a little bit ago, China's looking to invade the Philippines.
China's
Yeah,
trying
that's
to
what they're
invade
saying.
Taiwan too.
Yeah, China and Russia are close, so
Yeah,
I mean
they're bad.
they're friends, they're allies. So
And you know what? We kind of technically own the Philippines, so that's a direct war to us in a way.
Real
look,
fast too, I
man,
want to touch on like a lot of
I'm having a
people like they talk
stroke.
so much shit about Nikola Tesla, and yeah, he's a cocky prick. But guess what? He deserves to be a cocky prick because that guy literally bet on himself when everybody laughed him out of the auto market, laughed him
Oh, you
out.
mean Musk?
That guy
You
bet
mean
on
Elon Musk, not
himself.
Nikola Tesla.
Yeah, sorry, not Nikola Tesla, Elon Musk. Thank you.
I was like, wait a minute.
You know, yeah. Like he bet on himself, and guess what? He's not only helping with that, right? He's trying to get us to Mars. He's doing his Boeing company. He's doing his Neuralink company. He got his damn Skynet going, not Skynet, but he got his damn space satellites going on. Like
Skylink. Yeah.
Skynet, thank you. That guy literally is, and he's
He's
not.
literally trying to change the world.
But that's what I'm saying, though. It would not amaze me one bit if Skylink somehow, some way has like couple nuclear missiles on there, and they plan on dropping that shit on Ukraine if something bad happens.
No, I doubt that.
Remember that
Dude.
game,
I'm dead
man.
serious. I doubt
What?
that Elon Musk would be involved in anything like that.
Well, don't that has I don't know, man.
it's not gonna
That
go
video
there,
game
man.
had a lot of
Is
promise.
this
It was a good game though.
this
It
war,
was.
this war will go as this war will go as far as Putin will take it without stepping over the line of getting America coming after him. He's not stupid. Believe me. And America, United States won't get involved in this war unless it goes over the line because United States don't want to get involved because it's going
They
to
don't,
take
yeah.
it to the World War III level. That's why.
Yeah, I mean, like if they attack one of our friendly NATO territories, obviously we're gonna have to back them up. The British is close by. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I totally understand your point. And honestly, man, it's like as positive as I want to be, I can see this escalating more than it being, oh, okay, we didn't, because they're gonna. I'm sorry
Oh,
to
yeah.
say this. They're taking Ukraine. Ukraine's gonna fall.
Oh, they're taking
I mean, yes.
Ukraine, but
Yeah.
you got to understand the rest of the world is just looking at it like, listen, they're going to take Ukraine. We don't like it. But at the end of the day, all they're doing is taking back a former part of Russia. It's not like they went into a whole nother country and took over something they never had before.
But
you know what I mean?
Well,
technically,
to your point,
because
it came to the point last week.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. A came to the point last week on last week's show when he was talking about when he lived in Alaska and how Alaska, AK, you can attest to this, there's kind of like a territory, you would say, filled with Russian nationals, correct?
Oh yeah.
All
There's
right.
many
Now,
of
correct. In the Ukraine, there's an area where they have Russian nationals. That's how they're able to take over the Ukraine because they're saying those people in the Ukraine are trying to, express their sovereignty and want to be with Russia, which allows Russia to invade. What's to say Russia doesn't do that with Alaska?
Well, but yeah,
That's a war with the United States, man. That's not
I understand that, but and I brought that up to my wife. What I said is, he wants to take back land that was once Russia. Now, granted, we did purchase Russia from them, but if you want your land back, does that technically put Alaska at threat, or do you technically count that as just a money loss situation and You know, or are you just going to let it be? But you know, like I said earlier too, when you look at World War I, Russia expanded almost all the way over to Germany. That's about 7 more territories he's wanting to take over than if he wants his land back.
Yeah.
And that's not going to happen because 7 of those territories are all NATO, and they're damn sure not going to let that happen. So where does he stop? That's the ultimate question.
And also, too, I'm not trying to make a joke here, but like we have the strongest military on Earth by 4. Geographically, we are in the best situation by 4. We're surrounded by allies and oceans. So say like our military is busy. Yo, go! I dare you to go invade Texas, see what happens. Go invade Utah, see what happens.
Bro, Texas
The
alone.
citizens will not let that happen. Like
Texas alone would stop
go
them.
take Texas. Good luck.
Him making threats. Anybody messes with my war, talking about the West, they're gonna suffer consequences that they've never seen before. He's talking to the United States, and you know why? Because he's scared the United States is gonna come in and basically just shove his ass back into Russia, and that's what's gonna happen.
He also threatened Canada though too.
Yeah, don't worry about Canada, man. America is
yeah, but they got a pretty nice army though. I won't lie. I mean, their army isn't that bad.
I love
nobody will ever mess with Canada without having to fight the United States, man.
Of course not. Of course not. But don't. I'm not underestimating them though. They have a pretty good military force. I won't lie. They do.
Who has
Canada?
Military force.
You got to think about the collateral damage. That's you, me, everyone on this pod right now. You got to think about that. Yeah, America could win a war, but at what cost? Who, you know what I'm saying? What cities are going to be destroyed? Because this might be the first war where it's here. We're the home team. We've never done that.
Here's the thing, Vic. I honestly think the war won't come here. Even nukes won't even come here. Our military has some defense shit that we shoot nukes out of the sky. Like we protected.
You never know. With this, I'll say this: when a man doesn't have any other choice, and he knows he has nothing to gain and nothing to live for, he's about to die. What does he care about the world?
You have a good point.
Yeah, no, I understand that, bro. But listen, I mean, when it comes to our home front, though, I just watched a video on it the other day. There is certain countries that are pretty much damn near inaccessible. Like you just can't take them over, and we're one of them. Do you know we have literally a military base on every coastal line, from all the way from California all the way up to damn near Maine? Like every inch of our soil is protected by military bases, whether that's naval or that's Air Force.
Exactly. Or that's Coast Guard. And if you think about it too, like we control the Pacific. The only reason why the only reason why they killed off my people, and I hang that flag every damn day, the only reason why they took the kingdom of Hawaii was to control the Pacific. And we control the Pacific. So come try.
Like I'm telling you, bro, that they'll see them coming before they even know we see them.
Yep.
You know, like
how we know they ain't here.
Oh, they got spies.
They already are here. That's the thing.
The whole world's been a long time.
Exactly.
Russia's been dividing their plan. How we know they ain't even here?
China's 50-year plan on us.
Just know, man. Just know. I'm not. What he's doing is wrong, but just know his theory. If you think of it from Putin's point of view, he didn't want NATO and American troops policing his border, and that's exactly why this kicked off. Because Ukraine was getting ready to sign with NATO and have all those troops from countries come hang out on the border between them and Russia, and Putin wasn't having that shit. The same way the United States would never have other countries trooping our borders. You get it? You got to look at it from that point of view also.
Yeah, but if you don't do fucked up shit, you ain't got to worry. What's the matter who borders you if you don't do fucked up
power
shit?
in the world. They are a power in the world just like we are, man.
All right, so what are you worried about Ukraine for then? They ain't no one. Like
his country's position is at a disadvantage because of where they're at, because they have access to different countries. America, we're all bordered through water. They're not. That's why they're scared.
AK, I gotta hop off.
They have so many access points. They can't create a wall of China themselves. They can't do that right now.
No, I get that, but what the fuck do you need? Listen, my point is though, when you look at it, we all state that we don't want war, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, just let it be.
Yeah.
Holy
oh,
shit! Like no lie, you are the biggest fucking country there is anyway. Already as it stands, like you guys got a lot of fucking land as it is. You know,
But
like
it goes down to not the land. It goes down to their way of lifestyle and their point of view. You
Oh.
know, and that's why they want Ukraine. I think it's because he's. I don't want to repeat it on your stream, but he said what he wants to clear out, and that's wrongful of him to say, and that's not true. But that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to. That's like the whole reason. Like it was mutual on the Cold War. Obviously, they have their beliefs and we have our beliefs right in the Cold War, right? But this is what it's kind of about too. It's kind of about spreading their beliefs, and plus too, if he takes Ukraine, like what Vic said earlier, he has access to what is that, the Black Sea or whatever sea it's
Yep.
called.
Black Sea.
Exactly, and
It's
then
either the
if
Black
you,
or Red Sea.
if
one
you
of
have
the two.
land,
No,
if
it's
you
the
have
Black Sea.
land, like so you can have. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe you can have 200 miles off the coast of whatever land you control. So that is, when we're setting up in their backyard, when we're setting up military bases in their backyard, talking about the United States and all the other NATO countries and stuff, I would want it as a leader. I would want to take back land. It's because hey, you guys are getting too close.
But see, the thing is, Russia was okay with it when they were trying to occupy Cuba. When they did all that Cuba, they were way too close. They didn't care then. But now that we're about the same distance,
Yep.
now they have a problem with it.
well, hold up. My ultimate question to y'all is: has NATO ever started a war?
No. NATO won't start a war. NATO
Exactly. That's my fucking point. So what does it matter if a NATO country borders you? NATO countries have never started a fucking war. So why
Yeah,
are
but
they
the thing
worried?
is, NATO basically is kind of like an access. Remember how back then when Bush, you had the access to power, access to all that bull? That's what it is. Basically, NATO are all these countries that are basically like a clique. We'll say it that way. They're a clique.
That's basically what it is.
Yeah, we'll throw it down a layman's term.
Well,
They're
it's
just a
not
clique,
my
and they're all
fault that
together.
your ruler's a dipshit. I can't help
Oh,
that.
yeah. But the thing is, it's like they know they're not a part of it, and they know China's not a part of it. And if the whole world is with that, and it's only them two out, then guess what? It's the world against them. They don't want that right now. They want to
Well,
have as much
literally,
as
it's
they
literally
want.
the world pretty much against North Korea, China, and Russia. That's pretty much the only people you gotta.
and some
Yeah, but I'm saying your three powerhouses, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
that's pretty much what it
Oh,
is.
North Korea, we'll take them in 2 hours. We'll fucking
Yeah.
What's the common denominator with all of them, though? Russia calls him a president, but he's really not a president because
No.
they don't really have elections.
China calls them something, but they're dictators.
China says president too, but they're all dictators.
That fat fuck, if you ever declare war in North Korea, he'll be fucking gone. 2 hours, in and out, boom, city destroyed, real quick.
Yeah, but if I'm not correct, India's in NATO, right?
India's a friend. India's a friend.
Yeah, so I'm not worried about NATO. NATO borders China, so.
Well, the Chinese, I don't know if you know this, but the Chinese and the Indian are having some battles. They have for quite some time now. The Chinese are trying to invade into India. The Chinese have been moving into India too, and there's been battling for a while. It's just a lot of the news aren't really covering it like that.
It's not easy because of the mountain there. The mountain's making it really tough, dude. So it's been going on for a long time.
To me, it seems like China
you can put Iran in
trying
that
to
group
help
too,
them
man.
plan.
What's that, Miz?
You can put Iran in that group because there's a lot of trouble brewing between Iran and Israel in the Middle East, and that's going to come to a point also.
Yeah,
because we gave them that agreement so they could go build their nuclear bomb, which is the worst thing that we did. So,
in all honesty, man, I go back to what I said earlier. It just kind of gets to the point. I know it's sickening to say, but it kind of is like you need a replenishment. Maybe this is something we kind of need to get everybody's eyes open a little bit.
I see it in a different way, though. We need a replenishment in people who have power.
Oh, for sure.
To have people in power for years on, for 20, 30 years, it doesn't work that way. Again, if you do that, then that's what you become, a dictator. You become someone who doesn't want to lose that power. And you have problems like we have now.
You know what I'm thinking? Like, I'm not trying to scare anybody here, but like, this is what I'm thinking. Like, I want to believe that we're gonna hit a stage in the early 30s and 35s and 40s, 2040s, where we're gonna live this amazing technical life with all these gadgets and drones and live a futuristic life in the near future. But you know, the more I educate myself, and me, my name's Zion Zenith. I'm all about education. Like honestly, guys, this looks more like revolutions than anything. And I'm not trying to talk Bible-ish or anything or talk religion
no,
right
you're
now,
good.
but it
Go
really
for it.
does. Like this, I can see. I can see. I want to believe that it's gonna be okay, and we're gonna see a time in 2030 where we're gonna be living happily and shit like that. But I think it's gonna escalate to something bigger before it gets resolved.
War is always going to be part of life in this world, man. That's not going to change.
Taj was good.
We're living in a fairy tale. If you think in 30 or 40 years, we're going to have a beautiful, peaceful world. It's always going to be, it's just part of life, man. Fighting and all
Yeah,
that.
there's always going to be wars, miss. But I just think that I'm not saying World War III, but nations are going to get involved, and it's not going to stop just with Russia versus Ukraine.
No, I don't think so either.
And I want to add something to that. I'll tell you, and I believe this. This is true, man. And regardless, I'm not getting into the whole voting and election and all the stupid shit that goes on in this country. But I'm going to tell you right now, man. When the United States has a powerful man in the White House, America can control these type of things in the world. And when you have a guy as soft as we do right now, and countries that do not respect him at all, this is what you got going on.
Well, I don't know your thought processes on
Bring
this,
back
but
Barack.
fuck a man. Just get a woman in there. We had fucking 44 man. You know what
Hey,
I'm
a
saying?
woman-
Like,
a
get
woman
fucking
too,
woman
that's
in
fine.
there, right? Absolutely,
No.
right, miss?
Put a
Yeah, but my
strong
thing is, I
woman
don't
in
care.
there. But it got to be
Woman, I don't
someone
care.
that
doesn't
when
matter.
they talk, man, the world listens, man. Yo, you know what I'm saying? Like a president tells a country,
Yeah.
you step over that border into Ukraine, we're going to light you up like the world's never seen before. And you know what? That country listens and thinks twice. When you have a guy who's half asleep, he's senile, and nobody gives two shits no more.
Wasn't that George Bush?
That's why we need Dwayne Johnson as president.
Oh my
Shut up,
god.
bitch.
What is this idiocracy?
I was just about to say that.
Putin's like talking.
Idiocracy.
Putin's talking
Yo.
to The Rock, and he's like, you do. I don't know. That's bad Russian. He's like, you do this. I'll come over there. Like, I'll come over to America and we'll bomb you. The Rock just goes, shut up, bitch.
Has anyone seen the Vladimir Putin Twitter page?
The Rock goes WWF, WWE promo on him.
That's what we need. We need the presidents to just duke it out. Just like get in a ring and just
Presidential
Bro, you got a president in the White House who threatened Russia like 4 times the week and a half leading up to that night, and the guy Putin laughed at him and went and did it anyway.
Yeah.
You tell me, regardless whether you like Trump or you don't, or you like his personality or you don't, if Trump told Russia, you dare step over that border, we're gonna light you up. I guarantee
That's
you,
the
Russia
thing.
did not cross that border.
Yeah, but he didn't. He was all about it.
That's
Trump
the
was all
thing.
about that move.
Yep.
But we wouldn't have. If he was there, he wouldn't say that because he'd be all about it. We'd be supporting Russia
I think
right now.
he had some type of relationship with Putin where he would be able to talk with him. So.
But not only that, it's just like I'm not like this country's so divided, right? And I'm not gonna sit here and say that Trump didn't do bad, but I'm also gonna sit here and he did a lot of good, and people just want to diss Trump because he's Trump. People gotta recognize the way this.
people want to diss Trump because he
I'm
said
independent
things on Twitter.
Exactly, right? And because I've had to choose, I'm probably independent more than anything. But this is how the Democrats do shit, right? We're gonna let you know the exact date. We're gonna let you know the exact time, and then you can go prepare. And then we're gonna miss. No, I'm sorry. That general killed a lot of motherfuckers. If you want to drop a bomb, drop a motherfucking bomb. He shouldn't be warned that a bomb's gonna get dropped on him. Like,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Trump was just all about that action. And sometimes that's what we need. And you're absolutely right, Miz. If Trump was still in office, it probably wouldn't have been invaded.
No,
I think if Obama was in office, this would have been taken care of. Because Putin would have known. Obama didn't give no fucks. He let him know. I'll throw drones out you. I will fuck you up. With Trump, that ass, he bumbled this whole fucking thing up. We would literally be in World War III because his dumbass wouldn't know what he's doing. Russia would take us over.
Yeah, but
if Obama was in office, it'd be cool. No one would even know. Like Obama handled his shit like a G. No one knows what happened behind the scenes, but everything is taken care of. You ain't need to know shit. Shut your mouth up. We got this. That was Obama.
You know, Vic, I'm not trying to talk bad about Obama. There's only one thing I did not like about Obama is before he
It's a lizard.
Drone strike?
became not that drone strikes was kind of, you know, but at the end of the day, in 2007, 2008, before he became president, it said on his website that we're going to openly allow whistleblowers. We're going to take the time to listen to them. And then what happened with Snowden?
Well, Snowden's kind of something that was out of his hands. I don't know if he get a part of him at that, but what
But
Snowden
still,
put out there. But
Snowden basically brought information that was actually needed to the nation because they were trying to make it a deep state. It already is a deep state, but a surveillance nation, which it already is. But and then you go and you like where was that? Where was the
well, wasn't
Obama
it
that
because
promised
of
that?
well, wasn't Snowden's biggest thing because he helped out the WikiLeaks guy? That's where he fucked himself over. It wasn't necessarily that he was national security. Yeah, that's one thing. But when he helped out the WikiLeaks guy, that's where he fucked himself over. That's where he put himself in the wrong position. That's where he fucked himself over. So yeah, for Snowden, yeah, people say that they always use him, but again, they forget he went a little further than that. He went in and he actually did espionage. He actually put information he shouldn't have out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
One thing is to whistleblow. Another thing is to make profit off of it. That's why you're stuck in Russia right now.
That was awesome. Russian soldiers been in Ukraine for 8 years.
That's what he said.
Oh, is that where he's at? The Ukraine?
What's that?
I said, is that where Snowden's at in the Ukraine?
Is he?
Oh, I don't know.
Because I knew he was in Russia, but I didn't know if he was out or whatever. I know he could.
Oh, I don't know.
I think they put in him though. He can come back, I think, but he just chooses not to.
Well, he got a podcast. He got his own thing going on, so he's making as much rubles as he can.
True that.
You know, I won't lie though, man. Even though no one's at play in this war right now, I won't lie. There's probably people in the background that you don't know about that are doing certain things to provoke it. If you know,
Absolutely, though always is.
Making billions of dollars off of this right now.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, the sad thing is the people that actually live there, they got to be the pawns. They got to be the chess pieces. They got to be the ones that suffer.
Yep. Sad. Thank you for giving us this platform to openly talk about the topic at hand, Eagles.
Hey, it's no problem, man. It's the world we live in, bro. Like, if we can't talk about it, then what are we supposed to do? You know?
Absolutely.
You heard what Ryan Reynolds doing?
And there's no reason that you can't be civil about it. You know, it's everyday life. It's what we all will have to go through. You know, like I said, I don't know which way this is going to go. Hopefully, we can just use what all we have, and no one has to get drafted. But this shit could go south very bad, and some people might have to go, and that might be me and you and Vic and all of us up here. And you know, we might have to band together as brothers on the field of battle and fucking protect each other. I don't fucking know. You know, but go ahead,
I think
bud.
we're too old. They don't want us no more. We too old, AK.
Well, you know, it depends on how bad it gets.
They
That's
take
what I'm
out
saying, bro.
video game skills and they'll have us flying the drones.
We get that.
Bro,
senior
I'm
citizen
telling you this
pass.
right now. It all depends on how bad it gets, bro. I mean, if they need you, they
don't
fucking need
understand.
you.
You don't
But
understand.
I'm just saying this, though, man. If you want to put me in battle, I'm all for it. But you put a sniper in my fucking hand. That's all I say.
Nah, Vic, you don't understand. The FBI has been watching this man and Geo play PUBG, and they're like, "That's our guy." Guy right there.
Like I said, bro, you put a sniper in my hand.
Bro,
Dude, I-
I'll break every fucking sniper record out there known to man. I
Bro,
promise you.
you're really not like shit yourself, lie in the fucking same place for 3 fucking days. Like I
Bro,
salute you.
what are you talking about? Shit myself. That's what the wild is for. You grab a tree and shit.
Bro, but you can't move. Like some snipers have to do some shit like that. It's not.
Oh,
video games
yeah,
where you
no,
can
that,
quickscope,
in
you
that,
know what
in
I mean?
that, in that situation, yeah. Well, hey, it is what it is, bro.
AK's gonna be running around with a sniper, quick scoping his
Hey,
enemies and get
listen.
in. That'd be amazing.
I'm gonna say this: if we're stuck down, listen, we're gonna be friends after this. You're gonna smell something wild, but I still love you, man. Just remember this.
Bro, you give me a scout, a ghillie suit, and an M4A1
That's the thing.
sniper rifle, I'll make shit happen.
That's
Don't
the thing.
think I
though,
won't.
is usually it's like with a sniper. Obviously, you have him posted up, but then you have like a guardian or two. So
Yeah.
he'll be sniping, and Vic and I are just gonna be watching his six, and
There you go.
be like, we're gonna bond after that.
Hell yeah.
No, I ain't going nowhere because I gotta see who we draft with the 5th and the 7th picks.
Wait, what was it? What did they call themselves in Red Dog Wolverine?
Biden, I'm sorry, but I need
Hey,
to see
you know what?
the
Unfortunately for you
NFL
there,
draft.
Miz, I'm pretty sure that draft would happen well after the fucking draft in the Super Bowl. So
Him and Adam were such diehards because Adam said to me the other day because he's such a diehard for Giants, right? And I'm like, he's like, bro, like I was like, Adam, like a rocket could be coming down from space, and you're like, wait, I have to finish the Giants game. He's like, yeah, dude, they could launch a nuke, and the nuke would be coming in, and I'll sit there watching the Giants game to finish. I'm like,
That's
you are
what I would do.
insane.
Most people are like, what do you do if a nuke's coming? My answer is always just, I'm just cracking open a cold one, and I'm just gonna watch it.
Yeah.
you know, me and the wife sat down last night and we watched San Andreas, right? And I remember watching it, and halfway through the video, whenever the earthquakes were going on, people were panicking, and I remember watching these guys start stealing TVs out of the fucking store, right? And my first thought was, why the fuck are you stealing TVs when there's a major fucking earthquake going on?
Are you outside? Are you outside?
Does anybody ever think of that while watching these movies? Like, these people are out robbing stores, and it's like, dude, y'all should be fucking running. It's a 9.5 earthquake, but yet y'all want to loot fucking Walmart for big screen TVs. Like,
It's almost
Is
like
that
we've
accomplishing-
seen this in an event that happened recently, a couple years ago. It's almost like we,
Yeah.
almost
Yeah.
like
Dude, that happened in real life, man. That happened in Hurricane Katrina, man, because I watched on the news a man swimming out of a
Right?
TV on his back. So
yeah,
Wait. You said he was swimming with what?
a TV on his back. These
Hurricane
people were
Katrina,
literally
man,
going
those people
through
were
after
told to leave
Hurricane
that city.
Katrina. Yeah, after
They
the
ran
hurricane
in.
hit, they went and looted Walmarts and shit, bro.
See, like for me, like when you're talking about a hurricane, the first thing in my mind is if I'm outside, there might be a crack that opens up and I get swallowed up. I don't want to be outside. If there's a hurricane, I know I'm a big dude, but that's some strong gusts. It might push me somewhere where I don't want to be. It might hurt me. I'm not trying to be
what
outside.
if Vic is like, no, I hear you out, I hear y'all, but what if like one of the forest critters like just got blown into my backyard? Like I
Not
open up
even
my
that. Like,
backyard and then bam, there's an armadillo right there.
why would you want to be outside? Try to be as safe as possible. Like you're in the elements. There's nothing blocking.
That's an inside joke, man. He's actually scared of the woods. You have to understand this for that to be a joke. Like if you knew what he meant by the armadillo, like this man does not even like possums. So
They're nasty, though. Nasty.
Vic is like magnitude 10 magnitude 10 earthquake. That's fine. Hurricane, that's fine. But instead of Sharknado, it's Possumnado. But if you get a Possumnado, it's game over.
like he won't camp, Miz. He won't go camping at all. He doesn't. He's that scared of the woods.
I saw a raccoon go up 6 stories, jump off a building, land, and keep it pushing. Fuck that. We're superhuman. Superheroes.
Did you guys know that squirrels can fly?
That reason alone is why Vic's gonna be like, listen, you guys can't draft me. What if there's a
Yeah.
possum? I reveal our location. I'm a danger to the team. You got to get me out of here.
Only bad things happen in the woods.
Well,
Awesome.
I get.
Awesome, I don't mind.
You know why you can't hear that tree fall? You know the saying, if a tree falls in the woods, do you hear it? You know why you don't hear it? Because everybody else is dead. That tree took you out.
So Vic, I take it though, if there would ever be a draft, you'd be one of my friends to go to Canada because you couldn't be in the military because that's a lot of wood time.
Nah, I'll go in. I'm going in all
Oh, okay.
I'm
He's like, there could be a raccoon in that snowman.
You'll survive the wood for that.
Listen, I could be a tanker. Listen, that means I got to be spotter and gunner. I got it. I can read a map.
He's gonna be on the warthog.
But you won't resist the woods to be my scout sniper.
Listen, if I gotta be in the woods, you gotta understand. I'm gonna have like LEDs all over me. Like I'm gonna be a superhero.
Never
There's
mind.
no minimal fire.
Never mind.
There's no stealth around me.
I'd be dead in a minute. I'd never achieve my goal. Never
I will
mind.
be a
AK,
human
you might want
flashbang.
to reconsider your paper.
Oh, absolutely,
I'm
Richard.
sensing. I'm gonna pop out because I'm falling asleep. I'm
Yes,
tired.
sir.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
not
It was a
a-
good stream,
Have a
guys.
good night.
Nice to talk about something different for once instead of who the same people are gonna pick every single night. Like something changed from yesterday.
Yeah, maybe we'll just move the Illuminati to next weekend because we're definitely not going to get to that tonight.
Yeah, all right. Well, we'll see. Maybe this type of thing escalates and we'll have more to talk about. So we'll see.
Yeah,
all
for
right,
sure.
man. You have a great night, bro.
Have a good night,
Yeah.
guys. Later,
Yeah,
Zero.
man.
Dude, guys, appreciate you coming in.
Nice, Slay. All right.
See you.
Oh, and there was 3.
Yeah, Richie, you're absolutely right on that. If we never was at war, where we'll be, that'll be amazing.
Yeah, man.
If we all came together and actually worked on the same problems, wow.
Listen, man, you got to realize that there's brilliance all over the world. You know, if there was no hate, there was no war, everybody could just get rid of their nukes and just dismantle them, destroy them. And everybody in the world just work together and we all put the brightest minds at work and just let them go at it, dude. Holy shit. Like there's no words at all that could describe what man could do. But the fact that all of us can't coexist as one is the reason that we lack the qualities that we do right now.
That's true.
Yeah, but you see spurts like you do now with this. You see how people are reacting. You see how people around the world are trying, doing whatever they can. You can see criminals out there trying to have, like I said, these hackers. They don't have to do nothing. They could expose themselves. They're going out their way to try to attack Russia from their home. You know what I mean? Like you got to think about that. They're hacking someone that can trace back to them. Even though might say like, oh, they're not doing much, but if someone gets through, Russia could trace back to them to their IP. They can know where they live. So for the ones that are doing it out there, like if you have that skill, get out there, man. Fuck Russia up.
Yeah. No, I agree, dude. Sorry. I thought you were going to talk a little longer.
Oh no, you're good. But I think that's the cool thing, though. Like that's what I'm saying. Like the world's different now. When something goes on, you're not just fighting against that country. You're potentially fighting against people across the world. You have people like anonymous. We're not saying the group anonymous themselves, but you have groups that they're from other countries. They don't agree with that. They're going to try everything they can to take down your infrastructure. So when you want to go to war, when countries want to go to war, they got to think a little harder now. What's going to happen? It's not just that company you're facing, or that country you're facing now. You're facing others.
Yeah, it is kind of embarrassing. Did they tell us not to come back? No, I'm just joking.
Yeah, hold on, I have a question though, because I know we haven't been back to the moon, but what about Russia or China? Have they been to the moon since?
There's
No.
a lot of conspiracies
No?
about China and Russia being on the moon, but yeah, I would say no.
We've been the last to be there, I think. And that's something that we talked about last week about the moon bases. If we were smart as individuals, dude, we'd establish the moon as a moon base. You can make rocket fuel a lot cheaper up there. Like you'd be able to colonize it to a certain extent to where you could have businesses move up there and you could start mining asteroids that go by and figuring out different minerals that you can collect. And dude, it would be a multi-trillion-dollar industry. But
What about all the plutonium? No, was it plutonium? What is it out there? What does the moon have a lot of?
um
Is it plutonium?
Listen, I don't trust
It's
mankind trying to settle on anything too close to us that they might blow up. Leave that alone. If
I
we
think
haven't
in
gone out there, it's for good reason. Just leave it alone.
in the early 2000s, Pizza Hut tried to blast their logo on the moon.
Seriously?
Yeah, they try to
That's dope.
laser the logo on the moon.
That's
Come
dope.
on, man. Imagine
shut
that.
down.
Someone goes into the movie, you have a Connolly. Some dumbass is gonna graffiti up the moon.
Yeah.
Could you
Hey,
imagine the moon with just like a huge ass penis? Every night your kid will be like, why does the moon look like that?
Oh man.
hey,
Yeah, that rich guy in Abu Dhabi, Dubai, one of them. He blasted his name in the sand. So if you go on Google Earth, you can see it.
Wait, in Abu Dhabi or on the moon?
In Abu Dhabi,
Oh, I'm about to say.
I think in like Dubai or one of them Emirate cities. Well, he didn't finish it, but he started blasting his name in the sand so you can see it from space.
no, I don't think they reached there yet, Almighty.
Well,
They're still trying to get.
isn't the capital of Ukraine Kiev?
Kiev, yeah.
Yeah, as I said, that is the capital.
Yeah. But I mean, they haven't fully penetrated it yet. They're still working on it.
But
I
what's
think a lot
crazy
of
is
the
Kiev was
tanks didn't
actually
even
the
go in
capital
yet.
of
They're still
Russia.
raiding.
I said Kiev was actually the capital of Russia. St. Petersburg is the new capital. Kiev is
Yeah.
the original capital.
Well, I mean, not anymore.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like they couldn't accept that L. Like those people don't want to be with Russia again. It's an outside fashion that are Russian in the Ukraine. So that again, that's
Like
like
I
saying,
said, bro, if they take over Ukraine and they stop, then hey, it is what it is. Wipe your hands, dust the dirt off, go home. It is what
Hancock
it
can
is.
decorate the moon.
yeah,
But
that
I
Apollo
mean,
18, that was a good scientific movie. It
what?
was it's, Apollo 18, I believe. Who acted in that?
Oh yeah.
Was that Tom Hanks?
oh, that's Apollo 13. Wait,
No,
Yeah.
that was Apollo
Apollo
13.
18 was a
Apollo
scary
18
movie,
was the
right?
one was scary where the
Yeah,
aliens
right?
were
yeah.
supposed to be up
I
there.
don't think I watched that one. I watched
What was
Apollo
it like? They were either hallucinating up there or they were something up there. You couldn't tell how the movie played
I
out, right?
watched it. It was fucking stupid.
13.
Yeah, it was like they were leading up to. You mostly seemed like they were just hallucinating, but it was like left with the impression that there actually may have been something up there. Nah, they were just ripping bombs in space. That's what it was.
Exactly. Only Hancock can put an apple on the moon.
Was that what that was? An apple?
An apple. Yeah.
I thought it was a heart.
Wait, was it? Oh yeah, it was the all heart.
Was
I
it a heart?
forgot, but I remember he did something on the moon.
I
That
thought.
was cool.
Yeah, no, it was a heart. It was a heart. I don't know why I thought apple.
I thought Hancock was a dope movie. They should
And I
have.
just let
yeah.
you go with it. I was like, yeah, he would put an apple on the moon, like, you know.
Yeah. No,
I
that
like
was
that.
that was a really good movie.
Yeah, I like the way they did that. It was like an angel, right? I think he was.
And it was just Hancock. They don't need to make like 5 sequels, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, but give it a second one. I want to see if they got like, if there's two angels, there had to be something else, right?
That is true, though.
What if there's something left? That'd be a sick movie.
That would be. They had good actors in it too.
Well, you would obviously think her. Remember the boy, the little boy, her son, would
Yeah.
somehow, some way adapt some sort of power, because you
Well,
would
that's
think
not
it
her.
would be
That wasn't her.
genetically handed down.
No, that wasn't her kid. Remember, that was Jason
That was
Bateman's
the guy's
character's
kid.
The mother had passed away during birth, and he had.
No. Oh wait.
Yeah. They found each other in a pharmacy where she was
Oh,
getting
that's
tampons
right.
and he was getting something else for the kid, and then
That's
she helped him out. And
right.
they got together. I just watched Hancock like maybe like a month ago with that.
Motherfucker.
That's awesome.
It's been a while since I've watched it. So
I need to go rewatch it.
Yeah,
yo,
Charlize
when he
Theron.
tossed that fat kid in the air, I fucking died.
Michelle, remember that?
That Russian kid
He was crying.
called me asshole one more time.
I like how the dude's talking to him and he's just looking up. He keeps on looking up. He's
Yeah.
talking, all right, and he kind of like moves him to the side and just catches him.
Yeah, man, that's a dope ass movie.
Heck yeah.
Yes.
Dude, and no lie, man, Jason Bateman does not get enough credit. He is a very underrated actor.
Yeah. Since Teen Wolf 2, Jason Bateman has been that guy. If you remember, like, I'm dating myself right now. I remember him on the Hogan thing. That was from back in the day. What is it, the Ozarks he had?
The Ozark's an amazing series, bro. If anything, the Ozark shows you the motherfucker can act.
Yeah.
Well, he was in a lot of like, wasn't he in Game
Horrible
Night,
Bosses.
Horrible Bosses, a lot
You
of
ever watch
comedy
The
movies?
Switch?
What
The
is it?
Switch, yeah, he was in The Switch.
The Switch,
with
yep,
Jennifer,
yep.
Aniston?
When they peed in the fountain, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God! Wait, freaking what is it? Deadpool. What's his name? Ryan
No,
Reynolds.
no. It's Sean William Scott.
No, it was Ryan Reynolds. Remember where he was Ryan Reynolds and Ryan Reynolds was him, and his wife gets naked, and he thought like.
I thought that was Sean William Scott.
No. There's a scene in the movie where she's walking in the bedroom and she's all gorgeous.
Oh, that's right. It is. Yeah.
Sits on the toilet and just starts ripping ass.
Yeah.
Identity Theft, he was in that too.
Oh yeah, that's right. With Melissa McCarthy, that's a dope movie.
Oh my God, dude, that is like my all-time favorite movie right there. Identity Theft.
Oh, so it was Wolverines then. All right. Yeah, Red Dawn, Wolverine. Yeah,
Yo, what's good, bro?
He's also in, like, he's in State Up Play and Couples Retreat and Paul.
Yo, Couples Retreat. Oh my God, that's another dope one.
Was a good movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Paul. Yeah, I forget about that all the time, dude, because he's always the one chasing.
Central Intelligence.
Yeah.
With the Rock and
What was the Central Intelligence? But he had another role that was kind of like that guy from Central Intelligence. I forgot what it was, but like when he plays that cocky asshole, fucking hilarious.
Office Christmas Party.
Oh, yo, you're just coming out with the bangers.
Well, I'm just on his Wikipedia.
Oh, I thought you just threw him up the top of your head.
I have to be
Nah,
honest.
dude.
I'm like, you got a Rolodex.
Forgetting Shot Marshall.
Yes.
No, I totally forgot about that.
Skorsky and Hutch, he was in there.
Listen, man, I'm gonna put it this way for what, and I hope you agree, William. Ozark is right there with Breaking Bad in its own way. Like Ozark is that dope, dude. Like it's Breaking Bad in a whole nother aspect, like whole different scenario. I love it.
It kind of reminds, like, I don't know if you remember Weeds.
Yes.
But like this is like a real version of like if that situation happened where you stumble across this is like the real situation.
So like I probably like I need to get back on Ozark, and to be honest with you guys, I probably didn't even watch Breaking Bad. Like I probably watched 3 episodes of Breaking Bad and probably like 6 episodes on Ozark.
Oh, you're missing out, bro.
So
I never got a Breaking Bad either.
Hey! Speaking of that, since we're on TV series, did you binge watch Rick and Morty after I got off last night?
Rick and Morty. I watched a little bit of
or Brickleberry. I mean,
I watched a little bit of Brickleberry, and then I noticed they got canceled for reasons. They go hard. I'm like, I love this show. It's a good show. I need.
Wasn't Brickleberry Daniel Tosh's show?
Yes.
Is it a cartoon like Camp One?
No. Well, no, it was the one where they're park rangers.
Yeah, park rangers.
Yeah, dude. Listen, man. It's up there with South Park on the shit they do. Like no lie. Ask Zion. The very first second it opens up, season 1, episode 1. It's like a whole animal orgy. I'm not even lying. It's fucking ridiculous.
They do some shit like it's like that show. I had to check where it was made. I was like, no way, this is made in 2022. And I'm like, oh, it's a 2012 to a 2014 show.
Yeah, it's an old show.
Yeah, and I'm like,
oh yeah.
To watch it in 2022, I love it, but like people would get offended by it, you know?
Yeah, dude, it's not for the strongest of heart or the weakest of heart.
Let's get that guy out of here. I think that's spam.
Yeah,
Brickleberries though. But you ever watch Big Mouth?
Yes.
Big Mouth is up there.
Season 1, I believe.
Yes, Big Mouth. I've been watching that. That's just vulgar. F is for Family. Gravity Falls, Rick and Morty. Trying to think of some other ones. Disenchanted. The people who make The Simpsons write Disenchanted.
Never watched that one.
Dude, it's really good. And it's the same art design as The Simpsons as well.
Okay, so I remember I think
pretty dope. Trying to think of what other ones.
You ever watched The Family Gemstones?
The what was it?
The Family Gemstones?
No.
Oh my god. It's what's his name from? Oh my God, Danny McBride. Eastbound and Down. You know what I'm talking about?
They don't do anything about it.
He's the way the show's set up is like about like preachers and stuff like that. They're a family of like Christian preachers and how like they have mega churches and they make all this money, but it's like on the back end. It's actually just like three idiot kids and their father, but like they're about that life. There's murder, there's jokes and stuff like that, but their father is really, low level gangster in a way.
Huh. I can't say I've watched that one, man.
It's an awesome show. It's hilarious.
The other one that I also like as well, Peaky Blinders. I don't know if any of you guys have watched that.
Tom Hardy's insane.
Dude, I fucking love Tom Hardy, bro. No lie, like, dude's just one hell of an actor, man.
Did you watch him when I remember, I don't know what season I want to say, when he confronted the Russian guy downstairs in the basement when he's talking with them all? And he's
Oh
talking
yeah,
about his mom.
yeah. I've watched every single episode. I love
Yeah, that's
it.
wild. That show is insane.
I think I don't really know, Richie. I think it really just comes at just people being dumb, following, the algorithm and stuff like that. And it's mostly just bots basically that spam YouTube. YouTube tries to do
Russian.
stuff about it, but it's just there's just so much of them. You know what I'm saying? That just do what they can. If no offense, AK, but if AK
No,
was a
you're
little
good.
bit, if it was a big time channel, YouTube would be on it. But yeah, they don't
Yeah,
care
I
about
just
the
suck.
just like us. I'm just joking.
I just suck. It is what
No,
it is.
no.
But no, dude. Try and think. There was one more I wanted to throw at you. Shit.
Boondocks are awesome. I like the Boondocks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh hell yeah, Boondocks. Definitely. Um. Oh shit. Speaking of Boondocks, another good one. Oh man, my brain is just not up for thinking right now. Y'all can come up with something else if you want while I think.
Oh, you Gucci? I'm just eating. Don't mind me.
Just for me, this past year, I just caught up on all the new Marvel shows. As they came out.
That's my
What is it?
shits right there, man.
WandaVision was the
Fuck
first
yeah.
one, and they moved
Yes.
on to Loki. Then they had with the
Yes.
Falcon and Hawkeye. Those were all dope and how they did it, and how they lead up. I didn't get to see Spider Man yet. I'm waiting for a certain time when
It's
me and the
good, bro.
kids can all get together to watch it. So
You're
not
gonna
trying to
enjoy
spoil
it.
it. Yeah, I know. If people spoil it,
The kids are gonna love it.
yeah. But I like the way they set it up. There's a lot of other things coming out now in the future, like a lot of movies that are coming out that are pretty cool. Some series that are coming out too that look awesome.
Yep.
What is it? The one with Book of Power with Tommy? That show looks crazy.
Oh,
The Moonlight or something like that.
Moonlight, yep, that was coming out March.
Hmm?
That's enough. That one's gonna be sick, I think.
dude,
That
me
one-
and the wife just watched American Underdog last night or the night before. Dude,
Mhm.
that was really fucking good. I gotta say.
Cut one and one, right?
Yeah, as a football enthusiast, dude, that was fucking awesome to watch. Me and her both enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like I loved it too, but for like a normal casual, they might not like it. But for like,
Yeah.
you're talking like what it takes and what like his story as a whole is beautiful to watch.
If you're a football junkie, watch it.
Yeah,
That's all.
exactly.
Yeah. His story is sad though. I mean, from being where he came from back in groceries, being on food stamps,
Yep.
and winning the Super Bowl. That's a story.
Facts.
Yeah. I'm trying to find this freaking thing. I gotta ask you guys, what is your all time favorite? Well, I know it's probably a stupid fucking question to be honest. But what is your all time favorite mobster movie?
Oh, that's not a stupid question.
All time favorite what?
Mobster.
All-time favorite monster movie.
Mobster movie. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Vic, you obviously know. You go first, bud.
For me, it'll always be The Godfather and those series because I remember as a kid, my dad always watched it. Like if you ever watched the original Godfather, that's a 4-hour movie. If you got to watch that on VHS, those are 2 big ass tapes you got to go through. So I remember like a whole Saturday or a whole Sunday being planned around and watching The Godfather time. And like I'll never forget like the Luca Brasi scene where he's teaching Michael how to make spaghetti. You know, I like to. Those are things that I'll always stay in my mind. Like when I talk to my wife, there are lines that I bring up. She's like, "What the hell are you talking about?" And I'm like, "You don't even get it. Like it goes over your head sometimes." But yeah, The Godfather for me is probably gonna be the best.
How about you, Zion? You got one?
Yeah, I was gonna say Scarface, but then I thought about it, and like I enjoyed Scarface. It's a really good movie, but I think it's kind of cheesy. Don't mind my answer.
Oh, mine's gonna beat your
Don't mind
cheesiness.
my answer. I like Gangster Squad. That was a good movie.
Which one was that one? The one with Oh my
What was the
God,
actors? I'll pull it
Thanos.
up.
Was it Thanos? What's his name? The big guy.
Was it Thanos? It might have been Thanos. No, it wasn't
I want
Thanos.
to say because I think there was an issue with that movie when it came out. That's the one that where that kid came into movie theaters and shot it up, right?
Yeah, no, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I think that's probably why they didn't get to watch it. For like most part, they pulled that damn movie. But there's
It's
a
a
scene in the
fucking
movie where they
problem.
shoot in the movie theaters.
Yeah,
Dude, I remember that happening, bro. That was fucking ridiculous, man.
That kid was out of freaking board.
that will probably be my favorite.
I'm gonna tell you mine, dude.
If you want to share the screen, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Which one's yours, AK?
Mine person. I got it.
Like I said, mine would probably be even cheesier than his, man. But I've loved it since I was a little kid, and I still watch it to this day. A Bronx Tale.
That's a
That
good
is
one.
not
It's not
cheesy.
cheesy at
I
all.
love that movie.
Yo, that's my
Oh
all-time
my
favorite,
God.
dude. Like, uh, listen, man.
You said like don't be a menace in South Central. That might be cheesy.
That movie was cast perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was just so well done, man. I got nothing.
It's a dope movie, yeah.
Fuck
Man,
yeah.
that's not cheesy at all, man. That's a great one.
I don't know. Some people might find it cheesy, but
I don't know. To this day, I always ask people, what would you want more? Do you want respect or do you like people to fear you? Remember that?
fuck
What
yeah,
do you want with people to respect or people to fear you? I want people to feel me. Because people that love me after a while, they'll disrespect me. People that feel me, you see them all around, they're laughing at my jokes. My jokes aren't that funny. It's because they fear me.
yeah. Listen, Eagle, I gotta say something, man. I am a huge Batman fan. I've watched them all from all the way back from '89 to now. Okay, and I've actually been getting ready to watch from all the way back to '89 to now again. They have them now on. I want to say it's on Peacock. They have them all, but I'm gonna rewatch them. Batman Returns, Batman versus Robin, or Batman and Robin, all that shit. I'm gonna watch them all, and I just don't know how. I don't know what his name is, but I know he's that one dude from that big movie series.
Who?
The one playing Batman.
Now,
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, Robert Patterson. I'm not exactly sure
Not a
how.
fan of Edward. Come on, bro. That's Edward. Respect.
Listen, I get it, man. I get it and all that, but listen, when I think of Batman, I think of a certain type of person. You know what I mean? Like you got to look back at all the past Batmans. I just don't know. I get it. He's a great individual. He's a great actor. I
He's a
just
good
don't know
actor.
if
He's a
he's
good
that.
actor. Mhm.
I know he is great. I just don't know if he's that
If he's
guy.
gonna, because you're such a big Batman fan, that's why.
I
Well,
think you'll be
when you think
surprised.
of Batman, you think of somebody who's gonna fuck you up. Like you know what I'm saying? Like Christian
So you-
Bale's not a small dude.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I think you're going to be surprised because in this movie, that's exactly what you're going to see because this is year 2. Like all this, he's a kid still. So all it is he's just pissed. When he's fighting someone, he's not just, how Batman, like he'll take him down, he'll knock him out. He's not knocking them down. He's beating them conscious. He's still punching them. He's fucking electrocuting. He's torturing people. This is where
I
he
know. I
learns
just can't
how
see
not
this
to
guy
kill.
pulling that off. I don't think of him that
Well,
way.
maybe he'll surprise you.
I've seen a lot of Robert Pattinson movies. What was the last one he did? The Lighthouse. Yo, that shit was wild. I can see him getting
Yeah, I
crazy.
probably don't watch enough of his shit. But
Yeah, I can see him getting crazy. Like, I think this is my thing is I want to see the Riddler. Like, I'm cool with the Batman. I know the story, but
oh,
I'm
I
interested
know,
in seeing
dude.
how
Like,
they
I'm
do the
so
Riddler.
this dude better nail this shit because I'm telling you what, bro. After Jim Carrey, you better fucking bring the rain. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It looks like a really. The only thing that sucks for me, I know a lot of people are like excited to see it. I just hope that it was in the summer because that tells you that it's a big movie. You know, when movie companies put movies out in the summer, that's a blockbuster. They know there's gonna be a lot of movies because that movie's gonna gain attention. But if a Batman movie is out in March, that's a little iffy. I would have been happy if they did it in Halloween because that's what they're basing it off. All Hallows Eve.
Sounds good, Joe.
So
yo,
hopefully this is a good movie.
Buddy, like in 10 minutes?
I have to ask an important question here. If they would somehow introduce Penguin back into this fold, who would you suggest replace Danny DeVito? Because that's a very hard thing to do.
The Penguin is in the movie.
In
Colin
what
Farrell plays the Penguin
movie?
in the Batman. If you notice in the Batman in the commercial, there's a scene where he chases someone in the car. That fat guy, that's Colin Farrell.
Hmm.
I
So
didn't
the
know
Penguin's
that.
in the movie. Yeah, the way they're gonna do it is Falcone is gonna be in the movie, and the Penguin's underneath him. Penguin kills Falcone, but that's when he gets the rise. But you're seeing the Penguin in this movie.
Oh,
Yeah, like I said, Colin
that's
Farrell,
not
man.
Eagles
that.
is a
Colin
UK is a
Farrell's
bit more
not bad
interested
either.
now.
You won't even know it's him though. That's what I'm saying. The way they have him, you won't even know it's him.
I know. I just, dude,
It's crazy.
Danny DeVito made such a great Penguin. I ain't
Hey,
going.
bro,
Lie.
sorry to come late and dip early, but I'm gonna head out, bro. But
No, dude, I'm getting ready to finish it up
oh, yeah,
anyway.
for sure, I'll try
Yeah, I gotta
to
go to
get
bed
in early
too.
next time on next Monday. Thank you so much for having me on. Hey, good talking to you, Vic. Good talking to you, AK.
Hey, good
Everybody,
talking to you.
please subscribe to both of these great content creators, man.
Hey,
Let's get it.
appreciate that, man. And hey, be available sometime this week to get together to talk about the other podcast.
Absolutely,
Let it
bro.
resonate.
Let it resonate. Absolutely.
Yes,
You guys
sir.
have a good night. Bless up.
All right, man. You too. Well, hey, Vic, I appreciate you, man, staying with me and keeping me company here. We've been
Yeah.
going for about 2.5 hours. I appreciate everyone coming in and joining the conversation. We didn't really hit the Illuminati tonight. The war conversation and what the news and recent events that's going on kind of took over everything, and I'm okay with that. It was a
Yeah.
great conversation, and nothing hurts. So appreciate you, dude. Why don't you give yourself a shout out and let everyone know where they can find you, man.
Hey man, appreciate you coming through. Sorry the baby's teething right now, so I was a little late. Had to
No,
put
you're
her to
good.
bed. It's been rough, but yeah, man. Listen, first and foremost, thoughts and prayers to the people out there in Ukraine. Hopefully this something gets resolved soon, so that way there's no more senseless violence. You know what I'm saying? There's, like I said, there's kids out there that are being affected, and that's what hurts me the most. I'm not trying to say that adults are nothing, but kids are innocent. They have nothing to do with this. Now they have to grow up with these scars. That's sad enough. So hopefully, that this gets done, taken care of soon, and everyone can be back to where they're supposed to be. To be a little peaceful and happier world. But man, if you can come through, subscribe to my guy AK. If you haven't, hit that like, subscribe, throw a comment. It helps out the algorithm. If you can, do the same for me. But thank you, my guy, and have a good night.
Hey, appreciate you, man.
Appreciate
Yeah. Yeah, no lie, man. It's a crazy world out there, and with everything that we're going through and everything that's going on, the last thing we need right now is this shit. So, you know, uh, it's a hard thing to swallow. Appreciate you, Prime. Thank you, sir. Uh, God bless you and your family as well, man. Sorry for your loss. Um, it's a hard thing to follow and all that. And, I understand it's not an easy thing going on over there right now, but, it's definitely not uh, an easy thing to swallow. So, but yeah, my thoughts and prayers go out to Ukraine and everyone that's involved in this as well. And I hope everything goes smoothly but unfortunately, I don't think it's going to go that way. I think Jonah Hill plays the Penguin. Oh, that'd be pretty cool. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. You have a good night, Slay. But yeah, until next time, guys, I am AK Eagles from the Wandering Minds podcast. I appreciate everyone coming in. Like I said, we did not get to the Illuminati talk today. Hopefully, we can get to that next week. But yeah, appreciate each and every one of you. God bless.